Louisiana, it's the 2018 All-State Sugar Bowl LHSAA Prep Classic presented by the New Orleans Saints. Our coverage continues with the Division IV championship matchup between the Lafayette Christian Knights and Ascension Catholic's Bulldogs. Welcome in, everyone. We've got a great matchup for you today alongside former LSU letterman Greg Bowser. I'm Garrett Walvert. You've got Lafayette Christian, winners of 19 in a row, and the defending state champions taking on a very good Ascension Catholic team who's 12-1 on the season. Greg, it's a rematch of last year's game. Hopefully we'll see some more offense in this one.
Well, I think we will, Gary. You know, think about these two teams. They know each other. They played a year ago. And I think Lafayette Christian's a team that's averaged almost 50 points a ball game during the regular season. So they're not slouchy on offense. They can move the football, and they play really good defense. They keep everybody in check. And on the other side of the ball, you think Ascension Catholic, they also score high-scoring offense. So it should be some offense in this football game versus a year ago.
Logan Gabriel is a talented, versatile tailback. He's one of those guys that can get the tough yardage and pound and keep the chains moving.
Well, Logan Gabriel, 152 carries and over 1,600 yards rushing the football. Again, not only on the offensive side, but he plays tough on the defensive side as well. 40 touchdowns for this young man this year, an outstanding year, and he's the guy that dictates the pace of their offense.
On the other side, Jai Williams is a star, two-way player for Ascension Catholic. He's a starter at linebacker and a big-time wide receiver for them.
Well, Jai Williams, the guy, he gets involved in the game. They're going to get him the football in a lot of different ways. He can score. I mean, look at his touchdowns and look what he can do for him. You know, he rushes the football well. I like what he did in 2017. He ran for 1,500 yards. Hasn't slowed down in 2018. We're going to be able to know just what their offense is doing by how effective he's getting involved in the football game.
This game was a 10-0 victory last season for Lafayette Christian. Will the script be different in 2018? We've got starting lineups and our kickoff coming up next. The Division IV championship game live from the Superdome on the other side of this break.
It begins with the ball. You see, a ball is not just leather and rubber. A ball is the seed that communities grow around. We're talking split-second moments that become indelible memories. It creates lifelong friendships. It's a reason for people to celebrate. A ball isn't just a ball. It's a life lesson. It's a tool you use to pursue your best. It's how you earn your greatest victories. How you learn to deal with failure. It's a test that you pass. It's a dream that you catch. It's a future you hold in your hands. It's not just a ball. Baden, the official ball of you.
Create fun and affordable memories for the entire family with the Pierre's Party Pack presented by Adventure Quest Laser Tag. Pelican's ticket packages are available for select home games and include 4 tickets, combo meals, an on-court free throw experience, and $60 in Adventure Quest Laser Tag gift cards. Our next Pierre's Party Pack night is Sunday, December 16th against the Miami Heat, with packages starting as low as $75. For more information on how you can do it big with the family, visit pelicans.com today.
The 2018 All-State Sugar Bowl LHSAA Prep Classic, presented by the New Orleans Saints on Cox Sports Television, is brought to you by the All-State Sugar Bowl, title sponsor of all LHSAA state championship events. Kyle Ardwan, Keep Kyle, Secretary of State. Coca-Cola Zero. Want a taste of everything? Drink Coke Zero with real Coke taste and 0 calories. Roma Picks, official photographer of the LHSAA. The LHSAA Regional Healthcare Network, and by Gwen Collins Greenup. Elect number 3, Gwen Collins Greenup, Secretary of State.
We welcome you back inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome for our Division IV championship game this afternoon. Lafayette Christian and Ascension Catholic. Garrett Walbert, Greg Bowser, and later Gordy Rush, our broadcast team today. Both coaches will head to the midfield and receive some traditional garb here inside the Superdome. We're ready to get this game underway. Greg, this is one of those matchups where last year Ascension Catholic was slowed the day before the game. Their two leading rushers were hurt in a car wreck. Today, they're healthy, and I really think Drake Trosclair's club has a chance to put up some serious points.
Oh, I think they do, and having been here once already last year and had the experience, I think they're ready. They know what to expect, and the big thing for them is going to be to start off well. That's going to be key, is to get off to a good start, and I think that's what Coach Trosclair is going to be hoping his team will do.
On the other side, for the defending champions, Lafayette Christian under Coach Barry Baldwin Jr., and of course with some big-name assistants on the staff as well. Former LSU Tiger Trev Falk, the 2004 state champion, 2017 state champions. There's Coach Baldwin sending their representatives to midfield.
Well, the thing about the Lafayette Christian is when you look at their offense and they're putting up almost 60 points a game, that's impressive. But what really becomes impressive is when you look on the other side of the ball, defensively, they're holding teams under 9 points a game sometimes. So they're playing really well on both sides of the football, and I think that's key when you get to a big game like this, because your defense travels well, and offense sometimes can leave you, hanging, looking for some help. And I think the way his defense plays, I think it's a good shot.
Now in his 12th season with the school, Lafayette Christian, Coach Baldwin walks out. And the counterpart across the field is Drake Trosclair. Just talked about him. If you want to feel old, folks, he was born in 1990, graduated high school in 2008, and yet, Greg, here he is making back-to-back appearances in the state championship game at the Prep Classic, still just 28 years old.
28 years old, he's in his 4th season with the team, and you get a young guy like that, and you say, is the stage too big for him? Is he going to be? But, you mentioned he was here a year ago. He took his team here a year ago, and now they're back again. And things have to be looking up for them as a team with him at the head of it.
Let's go down onto the field with our Gordy Rush. Thank you very much, Gordy. The teams are ready to head out on the field. Ascension Catholic in purple and gold. Ascension Catholic for today's game. The home team, dressing room 1. They head out onto the field. And it is hype here inside the Superdome. The visiting team today, Lafayette Christian. The Knights won the coin toss. They will receive, and will go right to left. Ascension Catholic with a lot to prove here in 2018. Can't wait to get this game underway. Here is Rodney Blanchard with the opening kickoff of the 2018 Division IV state championship game. It's presented by Wendy's. Kind of a pooch kick, picked up at the 40. And great field position for Lafayette Christian to start the game.
A little surprised they didn't kick it deep that time, but Lafayette Christian is in good position. We'll see what they do, how they come on and decide to play this.
Logan Gabriel with the cover and the advance. Ball on the 41-yard line. Lafayette Christian averages 58 points per game in the regular season. Ascension Catholic will have to slow them down early. We are ready to get underway. Here's Zach Clement, senior quarterback, going deep on the very first play. He's got his man, Errol Rogers. First play, touchdown, Lafayette Christian. 59 yards to start our ball game.
Well, we said they can score. They're averaging 50 points a game, and this is why. These are the kinds of things they do. They look for the man coverage on the backside. That zone read, you watch the quarterback here. See that fake right there? It holds the linebackers, gets you looking in the backfield, and he's got a man wide open. Just a deep a post route, one-on-one coverage, no safety in the middle of the field, and you got to stay with him if you're the defensive back.
Wow, unbelievable. No offensive touchdowns in this matchup last year in 2017. We'll start it off with a touchdown right over the top. Extra point is shanked to the left, but it's good. So 7-0 Lafayette Christian to get things started. Greg, this is Errol Rogers just beating his man 1v1.
Yeah, you watch the play action fake. That holds the linebackers and everybody else looking in the backfield, and you got one-on-one on the outside. No safety help in the middle, so the corner has to be out there, and you can't give up the inside position to the wide receiver.
The Knights draw first blood here early on.
Makes it an easy throw. Maybe this is a sign of how this game's going to be played.
Our previous matchup saw Oak Grove intercept the first pass of the game and run it back for a touchdown. So back-to-back games here in New Orleans at the Prep Classic, where the first play from scrimmage has been a touchdown.
You know, one of the things you can't do is, you know, your Ascension Catholic, you can't feel pressed to answer that call. You just have to run your offense and stay within the game plan, and you know, don't get excited and think that you've got to score in the first play.
All-state selection, Colin LaHaye will kick things off for Lafayette Christian. Kicked a 43-yard field goal in last year's championship game. That was part of the 10-0 victory. And he'll hit it in with a touchback. Let's go back down onto the field with our Gordy Rush.
Thank you, Garrett. You know, I talked to the Ascension Catholic coaching staff a little bit about this two-quarterback system. Number 11, Blanchard, also number 6, Meir. Now, Blanchard was a quarterback in middle school. They moved him back this year. Thought he might bring a little bit more athleticism to the table. Meir, more of a thrower. They're going to rotate these guys. And Coach Trosclair said, I'm going to go with the guy with the hot hand. Last game out against, in the semifinals, rather, it was Meir, number 6, that had the hot hand. Garrett?
Thank you very much, Gordy. And Blanchard was the one trailing Errol Rogers Jr. on that opening touchdown pass. A little chance for redemption early on, but like Greg said, don't need to push anything here. Hand off to Jamar Barber, the 5'9", 175-pound senior. Tough sledding for 1 yard. Didn't even get to set the offense on our last drive. We take a look at Ascension Catholic here with Barber at the top and Jai Williams, who's also a headbanger for the linebacking core. Michael Medine at wide receiver along with Meir and Eric Simon Jr. Across the line, Hilliard, Groh, Matern, Meir, and the big-time commit Dylan Davis, who's got more than 10 big school offers. So Blanchard looking to his sideline here, the home sideline. Double setup flanked in the backfield. Looks like Jai Williams the ball carrier this time. Williams 5'10", 175 pounds, and a junior. Starting defense for Lafayette Christian. D-line a 3-4 setup. Burrell, Fitzgerald West, and Timothy Cotton on the line. Lee, Malbrew, Picard, and Woodson at linebacker. Caleb Watts is one to watch, number 2 in the defensive secondary, along with Hall, Sage Ryan, who's All-State, and Brylan Green. Ascension Catholic, very adept at passing the ball. They can run it as well. They'll need a strong defensive performance by Lafayette Christian's line if they want to come away with a title today. And on 3rd and 6, don't think he got enough for the first down.
It didn't look like it. He was just running an option that time. And, you know, what they call the read option, where he just basically get on the line of scrimmage. He's reading the end men on the line of scrimmage and elected to cut it up the field and try to pick up the first down. Blanchard's a guy coming in. He's doing well in the passing game. He's almost 50% completion on the passing in his passing game, but you know, he does everything for him. He's just a really good athlete, and we'll see him. You mentioned he's on the defensive side of the ball. We'll see how well he plays offensively. That's going to be the key for him offensively. He's
your punter here as well. Always have to be careful when the quarterback is the man who sends it down the field. Nice roll, and this one's out about the 33-yard line, so Lafayette Christian will quickly get the ball back after a first play touchdown. 33 yards. Let's take a look at some highlights from last year's game that we did here on Cox Sports Television. Ascension Catholic in the white and purple stripes in that game. A pickoff taken to the house. That one finishes a little bit short there. Again, Ascension Catholic, not quite enough on offense to come away with the win. 4 interceptions in the ball game for the Bulldogs. And Lafayette Christian won their first state championship in just their 5th year of varsity play. There's a big hug by Trev Falk and his starters a year ago.
When we talk about how much offense in this game, I mean, that last year's game, that interception, that pick 6 was the only touchdown of the game. So we'll see what they do today. I got a feeling we'll see many more touchdowns than that looking at these 2 offenses.
There's the junior tailback, Logan Gabriel, 5'11", 205 pounds. And his quarterback, Zachary Clement, the senior. Look at those numbers, 34 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions. They get across the 50-yard line, and then they'll be stuffed by Ascension Catholic's line. Should be enough for the first down, and that'll move the chains. He picks up 5.
No, Garrett, Ascension Catholic has to gear their defense to stop the running game. You don't want to have them run the football on you because, Lafayette Christian can do that. They like to control the ball that way. But when you open the game up the way they did with the deep pass for a touchdown, all of a sudden things change now.
On the run for Clement, sets his feet, throws down the field again. This one could be picked off, almost a one-handed snag in the secondary. That time it was Barber with a good read on the ball.
Well, I think Clement misread it that time. He thought he was going to have man coverage on the corner, but watch, he's got a safety over the top. Barber, the safety, is underneath, and you got a corner deep. Excellent play that time. Had the man double covered. Safety was in there. And I think if you're going to have to, if you're Ascension Catholic, you're going to have to leave that safety in the middle of the football field because Lafayette Christian will throw the deep ball on you.
So Clement will come back to the line, a 4-year starter, 6 foot, 190 pounds. He's helped lead his team to back-to-back state title games. Bad snap there, just got on top of it, right on top of the fleur-de-lis, almost gave the ball up.
Well, that's what happens in the zone read. When you have that read that they're going to play, the running back doesn't take the ball. The quarterback has to give it to him, and you can get some fumbles.
Lafayette Christian with a veteran offensive line. Onselette, Gwen, LeBlanc, and Cormier starting there. Sage Ryan, an all-state performer. And Montrell Felix at wide receiver. We could see his name called quite a bit today. Already a 7-0 lead for the Knights. Back out here on offense, but it's 3rd and long. They'll need 14 yards to move the sticks.
Yeah, 3rd and 14. You're going to get some pressure, so the blitz is going to come. You can look for that and just try to get the ball out.
4-wide set. Clement overthrows his receiver by just a hair, intended for Sage Ryan.
Sage Ryan was breaking open that time, but Clement couldn't hold the ball any longer. There was a linebacker coming up the middle, forced him to throw the football before his receiver could really get open. Watch the pressure. You just see him coming up the middle. We'll see if that happens, how much he'll do with that.
Starting defense for Ascension Catholic with Davis, Jamon Tapp, and John Broussard. Tapp also at nose guard, lines up at tight end. Hales Landry is a stud middle linebacker, and Jai Williams also on the weak side. Blanchard, Simon, Barber in the secondary, along with Mason Zarang and Brock Acosta. Punt coming away on 4th and 14. Settling back to pick it up for Ascension Catholic is Jamar Barber. He picks up 2 yards the hard way before he's bobbed down. We'll be back for more first quarter action here at the Division IV championship game with Lafayette Christian on top, 7-0.
People look up to our craftsmanship, Cribs Incorporated for every roof or sheet metal job. We're gonna do the best, and here's the proof. For more than 50 years, our name stood above the rest. Look up and you'll probably find Cribs Incorporated quality. People look up to our craftsmanship, Cribs Incorporated.
I'm Secretary of State Kyle Ardoin. For nearly a decade, my top priority has been protecting the integrity of Louisiana elections. Since my first day in office, I've put Louisiana voters first, and I always will. Louisiana leads the nation in election security. This office is too important to allow on-the-job training. I'm Secretary of State Kyle Ardoin. I'm asking for your vote to continue fighting for you.
Ascension Catholic with a big stop on defense puts their O back out on the field, and a chance for Rodney Blanchard and John Meir to try and move the offense. And now it'll be Meir, the senior, who stands 5'10", 185. He was in the backfield on their first possession. Now with a chance to try and move his team down the field. First play for Catholic. Good run over the right side. Whether it's Jai Williams or Jamar Barber, this is a great running attack for them. They piled up huge numbers this year.
They did, and you can see early on they really believe in their running game. They got down 7-0, but they're going to stick with the running game, which I think is a really good thing to do. That was the game plan coming in. Let's see if you can't maybe shake something loose in the ground game.
Now 2nd and 6. Again, a run over the right side. Ooh, a tough hit on Jai Williams there. Sent his head back. Let's go back down onto the field.
Guys, keeping an eye on number 23 for Ascension Catholic, Dorian Barber. Injured his right hamstring on the kickoff. Now he's a backup, plays running back, plays linebacker. Remember, he and his brother missed this game last year because of the car wreck. But when a smaller football like this, where you've got people going both ways, you need depth, and they certainly can't afford this injury.
That's terrible for Barber, the junior. Let's hope that he's able to get back into the game as soon as possible. You know he wants the opportunity for a little redemption. Now 3rd and 3, hard charging Ascension Catholic, looking to move the sticks. Little handoff, delayed. It was a fullback fake, gave it off to Barber, and he'll move the chains. Nice to have a veteran offensive line to run behind. The Bulldogs return Dylan Davis, Nick Hilliard, and Jacob Matern. Davis, we talked about him being heavily recruited, a 3-year starter at 6'2", 265 pounds. Got a couple of other guys. Hilliard, 290, and Matern, the center, at 265. Nice little multi-direction move by Barber, trying to turn the corner, and he'll be forced out of bounds.
Oh, this is just a power play. You're going to follow that play was designed to go off tackle. Barber did a good job of reading it. He pressed the line of scrimmage, then bounced it to the outside, picked up 18 yards on the run. Watch him press the line of scrimmage, nothing there, and then he bounces it to the outside. That's a good job of running by the tailback that time. Reading it and getting it out there and picking up good yards for his team.
Little extracurricular activity at the end of the play.
Yeah, I think if coaches want a flag, and you're not going to get one, they're going to let them play.
Tough young man right there, going back to his sideline for a moment.
You look at his numbers for the season. Jamar Barber is an outstanding year, over 10 yards a carry.
14 touchdowns. You know he's hungry to get back into this game. I formation. A handoff by Meir over the left side. Ascension Catholic has yet to throw a pass in this game, and why do it?
Well, here's what happens. When you can run the football like that and you're consistently picking up positive yards, they went for 7 yards on that play. Now you have a 2nd down and about 3. Great time for play action, because the defense is going to start cheating up to try to stop that running game, and that's a good chance to play action. Fake the run, and you may get somebody running wide open in the secondary.
Could be Jai Williams, averaging 13 yards a carry, 32 touchdowns on the year. Pretty impressive for Williams, who's still got one more year of eligibility.
Just an outstanding running back, and he's got a really good offensive line in front of him. They're very experienced guys.
Well, handoff again. This time to Williams over the left side, and churning out those hard yards. I don't know if there was a face mask during the middle of that play, but no flags.
I'll tell you what separates Williams from other backs. You watch when they first make contact with him defensively, he still falls forward and picks up 2 or 3 yards. He was hit about 3 yards short and then still picked up the first down.
Last year, John Meir forced into action in Week 9 when starter Kevin Gautreaux went down with a hand injury. Got him all the way to the state title game. We see Williams here in the backfield again. They've got 5 rushes for 21 yards on this drive. Max protects, set there, running with the fullback, bouncing off tackles over the 30-yard line. They're getting fairly deep into Lafayette Christian territory.
Well, Lafayette Christian has to figure out how to stop this running game, because what Ascension Catholic's doing is they're coming out with 2 tight ends, and they're really going to go into their power game. They're just going to power the ball between the tackles and see what happens.
They'll substitute. Williams will come out, and number 1 Barber, who took that hard lick on the far sideline, back in. Lafayette Christian with 3 down linemen. Now they'll bring 2 men up to the front of the box and try and get some pressure on Meir. You'd expect another quick handoff here. Fullback over the right side. Here's William. Make it Barber over the 25. Back down to Gordy.
Hey, Garrett, I've got a great story, and Greg, you'll love this. Ascension Catholic has been a split-back team. They have never run the I until last week when they had to run the I because it was raining throughout the state of Louisiana. They drew it up in the mud at halftime, put it in the second half, and we're seeing a lot of I formation, Greg Bowser, on this drive.
Well, they found something that's working, Gordy, and I think the big thing is that they've got a fullback in there that's leading the way. They're running an ISO play inside where you block down with your lineman and you leave the fullback and the linebacker one-on-one with a running back coming in there, and that has worked for them on this drive.
Ascension Catholic 1 of 2 today on third down, delayed handoff up to about the 24-yard line, and I think the spot might be a little bit short. So stop on third.
I'll tell you what, if they're short of the first down, you know, if I'm Ascension Catholic, the way I'm running the football, I'm going to go for it on fourth down. I mean, they hadn't stopped you yet, so I think I'm going to just keep them in there, 2 tight end set, and just, run that what we used to call when Gordy and I played before they had face masks. They'd call it that wham play. You just open up, and it's the linebacker, and rely on your fullback to block him to pick up the extra yards.
Looks like Ascension Catholic's going to go for it here. They need just short of 1 yard to move the chains.
This is a very tough play to stop on 4th and 1 because the quarterback sneak can pick you up one, but they're so successful with that tailback leading in there.
Big time running by Jai Williams. Took the handoff from Mir, and they've got the first down on 4th.
Yeah, if you're a defensive player, defensive lineman, you love this kind of football because this isn't fancy. It's just buckle your chin strap, and here we come. Now you watch this play. Look at them come off the play. They double down on one, and the fullback comes in there leading the tailback. That's unbelievable.
Big stop there by Peyton Janice for Lafayette Christian. Fresh set of downs. The ball on the 22-yard line. Now they've got 5 down linemen. Here's the first pass attempt of the game. A touchdown for Ascension Catholic. Big time catch, and they are on the board.
Well, you get 22 yards out, and you've been hammering the football on the ground. You come out after picking up a key first down, and you go play action. Everybody gets sucked in. Nobody picks up the tight end. He runs a seam route and runs right past the linebacker who's supposed to cover him, and he had his choice. There were 2 receivers open down in the secondary. You watch, you got 2 guys running wide open in the secondary. Quarterback can throw to either one of them. An easy touchdown. That's what a running game will do for you, Garrett. If you can run the football, everything else opens up.
Starting linebacker Andrew Landry, the senior, gets his team on the board. And now the kick by Rodney Blanchard is up and good. We are tied on a 22-yard touchdown strike by John Meir to Andrew Landry. Got a brand new ball game here, still in the first quarter on Cox Sports Television.
Get your tickets now for the biggest game and the biggest New Year's party in New Orleans. For everything Sugar Bowl, go to allstatesugarbowl.org.
Hello, I'm Eddie Bonine, Executive Director of the LHSAA. I'd like to thank our regional healthcare partners for supporting our schools and student athletes. Our regional healthcare partners provide first-class medical coverage for the student athletes of Louisiana as they compete in this year's state championship events. For more partnership information, go to LHSAA.org. Thanks again to all of these groups for partnering with the LHSAA.
Seven to 7, Lafayette Christian and Ascension Catholic here in the Division IV championship game. Ascension Catholic gave up a first play touchdown to the Knights. They have answered here and tied our ball game up.
Well, we talked about the running game, and when you get that running game going and you get that power running game, all of a sudden you're trying to get more people in the box to stop that running game, so everybody has to be alert. You go play action, and all of a sudden you got a tight end running right down the seam with nobody on him.
Gotta love the Bulldogs showing a lot of backbone, going for it on 4th and 1. A power up the middle keeps the drive alive, and they finish it with a 22-yard touchdown pass to their senior Mike linebacker, Andrew Landry. This one's fielded just around the 30. Big stop on special teams. I'll tell you what, Jamar Barber came in and laid the wood.
Well, let's take a look at that touchdown. You see the tight end. He's right here. We can get it going. There he is right here. Now you got this linebacker's going to play on the fake. He's looking in the backfield. And then you got a corner over here who's supposed to be your last defense, but he's looking in the backfield as well. So watch what happens to him when we run the play. There he goes. You see him coming up. Number 2 goes up. He goes right by his man. And all that's set up with that running game. When you can run the football, man, it opens up a lot of things for you.
Lafayette Christian tries to run to the middle of the field. They'll get it over the 30 and brought down by Ascension Catholic's defense.
And here's the other thing the running game did, is it kept Lafayette Christian's offense on the sideline. We got 2 minutes to go in the first quarter, and Lafayette Christian had the ball twice.
Yep. There's Parker Hales, over 100 tackles on the year for Ascension Catholic. So Zach Clement back in the gun. 2nd and 8, little delayed flip, and he's got room to turn the corner. It's Logan Gabriel, and he'll move the sticks. He's into Ascension Catholic territory.
Well, that time Clement and the offense, what they're going to do is going to call a speed option. Watch, he's just going to take it and go down the line of scrimmage. The quarterback is just going to run straight down. He's optioning off the end man on the line of scrimmage. You get him outnumbered on the corner, you're 2-1, and you got a big play out of it.
18 yards on the carry, and now settled squarely on midfield. You hear the whistles. We're ready to get back underway. 4 wide set. Man in the backfield is Gabriel. That's a lateral pass, and it comes free. That ball could still be active. We can hear the whistles up here.
Yeah, I think they're going to say it was a forward pass. That's one of those what they call the RPOs, run pass option for the quarterback. It's basically a triple option kind of turned upside down. The first read is he's going to fake to the running back. Watch him fake to the running back. That's going to, okay, the man's got him. He pulls it out. Now, he can either run or throw the football. He decides to throw it out there. I think it was a forward pass. I think it's a good call.
Yeah, he threw the ball at the 49. It was caught closer to the 50, and then an incomplete pass.
Those RPOs that everybody's running to, they puts a lot of pressure on the defensive line because those offensive linemen come off the ball just like it's a run, and everybody's reading run, and he can still throw it.
Here's a keeper by Clement down the left side, and with the spot, he's got a first down. Crafty move by the senior, just like you were talking about. Everybody bid on Gabriel having that ball.
I tell you, Clement's really good with the ball, and you can tell he's a senior by the way he handles the pressure. You know, he knows that he doesn't get in a hurry, goes through his read progressions, and then makes a big play on the outside. And look at his numbers. This season, 51 rushes. Doesn't run the ball a lot, but he doesn't have to because he does well with the RPOs when he's got a run pass option. He reads it very, very well.
He bested his average right there. Got 11 yards on that pickup. Averages 10 yards a tote. Not bad. They are going to measure this one on the near side of the Superdome. Clement last year actually missed the championship game. He was injured in the 8th game in 2017. Errol Rogers picked up the slack at quarterback, winning 5 games in a row. You heard his name early. He caught the touchdown pass from Clement to start the game. So you got a couple of players on both sides of the ball who missed this matchup last season. You know they went to bed last night. Probably didn't got a lot of sleep because they were looking so forward to this matchup.
Yeah, I bet they were. And, they probably were excited, especially if they play on the offensive side of the ball. You talk about last year, 10 points scored in the game. It was enough to win it. These guys hadn't scored. They're scoring 10 points almost a minute per game. I mean, they really can put up some numbers, and that makes you excited if you're on the offensive side of the ball.
Here's the handoff again to Gabriel, who does it all over the left side. Close to the 35.
As you look at this game, now that Lafayette Christian's got the ball, they're running the football more now in this series. And I've got to believe part of that is because they want to give their defense a chance to rest. They don't want to throw the ball deep, get a big play, and score a touchdown, and have to turn it back over and put that defense back out there because the defense was on the field a long time.
There's Trev Falk, former LSU All-American and All-SEC linebacker, graduated in 3 years with the Fighting Tigers. Here's a nice run over the side by Zach Clement. Clement, who took off from the 37-yard line, is all the way into the end zone. Touchdown, Lafayette Christian. There's a breakdown in the secondary somewhere because he motored past Ascension Catholic secondary.
Well, they just outnumber him that time. This is a quarterback run all the way. It's that they're not going to throw it. Clement gets the ball. You watch. He tucks it from the time he gets the football. They pull the guard out front. They get some blockers out ahead of him and really just outnumber the defense on the corner. And he found the alley, and Clement took it to the touchdown.
His junior tailback, Logan Gabriel, just about put somebody down for a dirt nap. Huge block. This one boinks through, and it's 14-7. Lafayette Christian. So Gabriel helped clear the way, and Clement took it all the way to the house.
Watch the touchdown. See him tuck the ball. That's a run all the way. So you got an offensive lineman out there in front. You got two of them in front, and then you got the tailback out there blocking it as well. Just outnumbered the defense to that side, and Clement, the senior, found the seam inside and ran for a touchdown.
The fans of Lafayette Christian here taking a look at our latest scoring drive. 6 plays, 69 yards. It took a minute and 36 off of the clock. Clement's got to feel good. We've got 3 offensive touchdowns in this game after there were none last year. Much different script.
Different script. And Lafayette Christian came out. They showed you a lot of different things on offense. First offensive play, threw the deep ball. They came back on this series. They ran the football primarily. Didn't put it in the air, just took it and ran it down there. And I think that sends a message to your team that we can do this either way. And we're going to make them have to adjust to what we're doing.
There's Colin LaHaye, 5'11" senior, All-State last year. Probably going to be All-State again this year. He will kick off with his team leading by a touchdown. This time they will go deep, and it is a touchback. Let's take a look at Ascension Catholic's Road to the Dome, brought to you by your Southern Quality Ford dealers. The Bulldogs with 3 victories. In the first round, they took out Hanson Memorial 52-8, put 60 on the board against Catholic Point Coupee 66-20, and then the 2 seed knocked out Vermilion Catholic 37-13. There's Coach Trosclair, whose team is back in the state title game 2 years running. It was the first time since 1992 last year that Ascension Catholic made it to the Superdome. They won the state championship that year under veteran coach Buddy Mastretta. So now 1st and 10, ball's on the 20. Ascension has to answer again. They'll hand off to Jai Williams. I think it's going to be that kind of game for Jai Williams. He's going to pick up 3, 4, 5 yards on most carries.
Yeah, he should, but let's see what adjustments now that the defense has made. You know, Lafayette Christian have to make some adjustments against this running game. The 2 tight end sets giving them a lot of trouble. They can't play man-to-man behind it because they're having trouble with that. We'll see what they do. And one of the answers will be to go to more run blitzes and just basically have your linebackers, if the ball starts to his side, have him run through the gap that way and try to get some pressure in the backfield.
Here's John Meir back in quarterback. Handoff, and this time Lafayette Christian's got him. Back early for the tackle, Caleb Watts, the 5'11" senior. Some good pressure from the linemen as well.
Well, Lafayette Christian now, they're starting to stunt their defensive line. They're firing across. They're not setting and waiting to see it and read. They're coming across to get them.
Our first quarter comes to a close with 21 points on the board, and Lafayette Christian with an early lead. Ascension Catholic will come back, try and even up our score when we return for second quarter action here at the 2018 Prep Classic.
Bring all the gifts for under the tree. And while you're at it, bring the tree. Ford F-150. Best-in-class payload. Best-in-class towing. Built for the holidays.
Right now, get an F-150 with 0% financing for 72 months and make no payments for 90 days. Only at your Southern Quality Ford dealer.
a battle of Louisiana's best. Battling his way to the end zone. Nobody can stop him. Touchdown. Nobody's going to catch him.
It's only a matter of time until your check engine light comes on, or worse yet, your car needs repair. That could mean a big surprise auto repair bill. That's why it's so important you call CarShield today.
I was elated that I had CarShield. I was more than happy.
It's no fun when you have a car and it's broken and you can't pay for it to get it fixed.
So, if your vehicle has 5,000 to 150,000 miles, just tell us the make and model of your car or truck and get an instant plan quote. In a matter of minutes, you can be covered.
My experience with CarShield is that they absolutely come through every time I need them.
If my car breaks down, I can count on CarShield to cover it for me. CarShield definitely has my back.
Now it's the time to make the smart choice and protect yourself from sky-high auto repair bills. Call now for a free and instant protection plan quote. It's only a matter of time until repairs are needed, and once your car breaks down, it's too late.
Call 1-800-437-9906. Get covered today.
Today's state championship telecast is being brought to you in part by Kyle Ardwan. Keep Kyle, Secretary of State.
Back underway, second quarter action and a runaround in for Jai Williams. Williams taking off into Lafayette Christian territory. Nice run as we start the second quarter for 26 yards. It doesn't matter, left or right, Greg. These guys are taking it into space and coming away with positive yards.
Well, what Jai Williams does is he presses the line of scrimmage. That gets everybody to step up into the hole, and then he'll bounce it to the outside. It's just really good instincts. He's able to get out there, and if you're on defense, what you've got to do is everybody has to hold their position as opposed to attacking him and let him bounce to you. The ball will bounce to the outside if you're patient enough, but if that defensive end tries to come inside, like we saw just then, Jai Williams is going to beat you to the corner every time.
Rodney Blanchard in the shotgun. He'll hand off this time. Not a lot of room to run for Jamar Barber, and he'll be brought down for a loss. Let's go down onto the field with Gordy Rush.
You know, watching Jai Williams run reminds me of his dad, Jermaine Williams. They called him the Juice, Greg Bowser. Graduated from Ascension Catholic in 1990 before they got to the Dome. Went on to have a great career at LSU, and actually his cousin Melvin Williams was the running back in 91 and 92 on those teams that made it to a Dome. So a lot of Williams have been very active in the Ascension Catholic backfield.
Yeah, Gordy, Jermaine was a little bit bigger than this Williams. I mean, but same kind of a player, you know, really heads up, and running backs have to have an instinct where they can start one way and come back another one.
Loss of 4, so they'll go with the trickeration over the top, and he can't come down with it. Opportunity for Jai Williams. He had a hand on it but couldn't bring it in.
Well, that's good defense by Lafayette Christian. Very disciplined defense that time. Jai Williams was covered. He gets the fake inside and send him down on a seam route. You watch him. He's going to go to the right, just kind of fake the block and go up the seam, and hopefully he's open, but they've got 3 defensive backs back there waiting on him.
Well, if you're Barry Baldwin Jr. and Trev Falk, you don't like having 2 quarterbacks in the same backfield because they can hand off like that. That's got to be a headache for the head men. Let's see, Williams almost brought that one in, and it would have been right around the 25-yard line. So a loss of 4 on a running play, then the incomplete pass. That'll bring up 3rd and 14 for the Bulldogs. Blanchard bringing in the signal from the sideline. This is a quality team, Greg. They're 12-1 on the year. Their best victory came against Kentwood. They beat them 12-7. Kentwood just won the 1A state championship in our earlier game. Here's the pass to Meir, and that's not enough to move the chains.
I think it's going to be close. Yep. That's going to bring up a punt situation, 4th down. And
we talked with Coach Trosclair about having to schedule up when you're in 1A and play the big boys, and they certainly did that this year. They played 4 teams from 3A and scored 50 points in all 4 of those games. The defense posted 4 shutouts. That was to start the season in non-district play. Their only loss came to Southern Lab, and that gave the Kittens the crown for District 6.
Looks like they're going to go for it to do a little pooch punt here.
Nice. What a great option for Ascension Catholic to have. Kick that one from the 47. It's got a little roll left in it, all the way down to the 8-yard line. So Lafayette Christian will be pinned inside their 10-yard line. Greg, let's take a look at some first quarter stats here on our broadcast.
We look at the rushing yards, 79 for Lafayette Christian, 66 for Ascension Catholic. Both teams trying to run the football. Total yards, 138 to 88. The big one is no turnovers, and I think that's been the key, and mostly because both teams have decided to run the football.
So some ball protect as Clement comes back out onto the field. In 3 drives, he's engineered 2 scoring plays. They are backed up here inside the 5 when he gets the handoff and brought down right about the 10. Logan Gabriel comes away with it. Lafayette Christian, 13-0 on the year, District 7 champions. We mentioned that they're averaging 58 points a game on offense. The only thing more impressive than that, Greg, their defense, which posted 9 shutouts in the regular season. I've never heard of anything like that. They gave up 2 points a game on average.
9 shutouts for a team that's playing up in their level of competition. So, and I think one of the things that playing up did for them is it prepared them for these kinds of games. When you get to the finals and as you move through the playoffs, the games get tougher, but you're accustomed to it because of the scheduling you have.
Here's Gabriel churning hard for big yards. Here's Lafayette Christian's road to the Dome. They took out Homa Christian 70-6. That's not the first time this year they put 70 up. Took out Opelousas Catholic 56-14 in the quarters, and then knocked off number 1. The Southern Lab Kittens went down 35-20. That was an impressive victory in Baton Rouge. Here's Clement with the keeper, still on his feet. Clement's going to run into the secondary and tackled right about the 50-yard line. We've seen several plays today where he just will not be denied.
Well, that time looks like the play breaks down and Clement just keeps it and just try to moves it forward, and all of a sudden it opens up for him. Watch it here. It looks like he wants to throw the ball. No, I'm sorry. That's a quarterback draw.
And great extra effort by his offensive linemen, continuing to interact with their men, clears some room for him, a 24-yard run for the first down.
It looked like it was a busted play, but he just took off on the quarterback draw.
They'll go over the left side this time. And into the second level goes Gabriel.
You know, one of the things, when you play a team that's got a really good offense like Ascension Catholic does, if you want to neutralize them, run the football. Because while you're running the ball, you're doing 2 things. You're eating up clock, you're moving the ball, you're wearing out their defense. The other thing you're doing is you're keeping their offense off the field.
There's a flag thrown, our first of the game, a fake to Gabriel and a keeper by Clement. Coach Trosclair looking on for Ascension Catholic. His defense trying to create some stops.
May have offsides on the defense.
Sideline warning. Ascension Catholic.
Interesting. That'll be the first of the game. Troy Landry, our head referee. You see the rest of our game officials. They are members of the Hammond Association. And you see the head shake by Coach Trosclair. He'll send his defense back out. 2nd and 2, and a little bit shy of the first down, 1 yard on the run. You know, Gabriel's such a big guy, 5'11", over 205 pounds. He's one of those guys that's gotten stronger as the season has progressed. He rushed for 215 yards and 4 scores in the regular season finale against Jeanerette, and then exploded for 6 touchdowns in their postseason win over Vermilion Catholic. Clement with the keeper again. It's worked once before. He'll pick up another first down. Well, there is a flag. We'll see if there's a hold on one of the outside linemen.
You know, when you're running the ball all the time, Gabriel's doing a good job of running inside, and then all of a sudden on a 3rd and short, Clement decided to pull it and run.
Blocking the back. Offense number 70. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. We'll replay 4th down.
That'll wipe out an 11-yard first down gain. Let's take a look.
Well, you watch number 70. That's going to be him right there.
Devin Charles, the 6', 260-pound senior, called.
You know, when you're running the ball successfully, one of the things that creates a problem for you is when you get behind the chains, when you get a big penalty like that, it sets you back, and now you've got to punt the ball away.
Well, that was one of the strengths for Lafayette Christian, 5 upperclassmen on their offensive line. But that'll end a drive at midfield for them. Lafayette Christian will bring in Dalen Gondra as the punt from LaHaye is high. Takes a bounce at the 27. And Ascension Catholic does a nice job on defense. They'll bring the offense back out after that 23-yard punt and try and even up our ball game here in the second quarter with Lafayette Christian on top by a score.
Joe Brown Park has always been a kind of haven, but the storm left it in a mess. Kids that don't have a safe place to play and go to end up in trouble. After Katrina, I didn't know if Joe Brown would ever come back, but it did, and today its facilities are second to none. We're developing kids that will become champions in our community, in school, in business, and in life.
Coaching basketball is a lot of hard work and a lot of long hours. You put on many different hats. You're a teacher, you're a coach, you're a counselor, you're just everything. And I love my players. I like to see them win and lose and be, cry and just get back up and fight. And there is no ultimate outcome to shoot for. It would just be playing a game. Athletics and sports is more than just basketball. It's more than just a game. It's a part of life.
Ascension Catholic back out on the field trying to even up our ball game. It's 14-7. Lafayette Christian here in the Division IV championship game. 8:14 remaining in the second quarter. And the Bulldogs will start at their own 26-yard line. Looks like John Meir will be back under center. Meir a lot more comfortable under center since coming in last year and getting some quarterback reps. There's a handoff. And they continue to pile up yards with the ground game. Jai Williams there on the carry.
Both teams offensively content to just line up and run out of the power I and running off tackle, getting good yardage. And that time they picked up 6 yards on the first play, and it makes it easy to call plays when you're in second down and 3 to 5 yards.
Boy, it's easy to give the ball to Jai Williams, a 1,500-yard rusher last year, and suffered a concussion in the first quarter of this title game. Nice to him to have the opportunity. He remains in the backfield. Handoff goes over the left side. And he'll finish about a yard shy of moving the chains. 3 yards on the pickup.
These teams run different offenses. I mean, you take a look at what Ascension Catholic's running now. They're running an I formation, which not many teams run. But then when the other quarterback comes in, Ascension Catholic changes to a zone read.
Ascension Catholic 2 for 5 on third down conversion early in this game.
And they're like Blanchard on the zone read, and now they're in the I.
3 men up front for Lafayette Christian. They can't stop Jai Williams. Williams over the 50. A shove in the back. No flags thrown yet, and he'll be shoved out of bounds right around the 30.
Well, if you're Lafayette Christian, you're going to have to get out of that 3-man front, because what you're getting pounded and they're trapping, and you watch inside. Watch the hole that's open on the cutback. Right there is the cutback. Linebacker overran it, and he cut it to the backside. You've got to get out of that 3-man front, go to more of an even front, and see if you can't get that running game shut down.
Jordan Hall takes a shove there in the back, but wasn't within reaching distance of Jai Williams, who got 30 yards on that scamper. I'll tell you what, both teams are going to feel pretty good going to the locker room about being able to put points on the board. 13 rushes early, 2 yards shy of 100. Williams has it early in the second quarter with over 100 yards, and they got the ball to the 30. Let's go down to Gordy.
Guys, talking to the Ascension Catholic staff over here, they're a tempo team. They didn't think they could go toe-to-toe for 4 quarters with Lafayette Christian because of their numbers. And as you see, they are taking their time. They're more deliberate. They're spending more time on the sideline before they call in the play because they're trying to let the clock run and even things out.
They do have a smaller roster. You're right about that. Just 50 guys. But Ascension Catholic does have a strong senior class. They brought back 16 seniors after losing 5 from last year's team runner-up. There's some good defense there by the Knights, who stop it just shy of the 30. Lafayette Christian. They lost some big-time players. There was an all-state lineman last year, Charlie Gianalone. Bubba Gotro, who was their quarterback and linebacker, now starting for Louisiana College.
You know, Gaudy mentioned that Ascension Catholic not having the numbers, but you take a look at what they're doing right now. They're lining up and really just going after a bigger football team size-wise, and they're moving the football. This is a low-risk offense. When you can turn around and get it just handed off, not a lot of bad things can happen to you offensively. And, you know, Ascension Catholic's figured out how to do that. They're going to take a timeout here.
Let's take it with them. It's 3rd and 5 with 5:21 remaining. We'll see what they draw up in the dirt here inside the Superdome. More second quarter action when we return here on CST.
People look up to our craftsmanship, Cribs Incorporated. People look up to our roofing. We craft each job with care. Shingles, metal, slate, or tile. The quality's beyond compare. Raise your standards, set 'em high. You'll choose Cribs, and here is why. People look up to our craftsmanship, Cribs Incorporated.
Greetings, I'm Gwen Collins-Greenough, the People's Candidate for Louisiana Secretary of State. My experience, dedication, and commitment to returning integrity and ethics to the Office of Secretary of State means I'm ready to hit the ground running from day one. The Office of Secretary of State should be accessible, informative, and accountable. I'm asking you to vote number 3, the experienced candidate with the qualifications to get the job done.
We welcome you back inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Ascension Catholic trailing Lafayette Christian, but they are in Knights territory and have a 3rd and 5 coming up as we return from commercial break.
Well, you know, Gary, this is a big play in this thing because it's 3rd down and 5. If you pick up 2 to 3 yards, then you can think about going for it on 4th down if you're Ascension Catholic. But if you don't pick up any yards, now you've got to make a big decision.
Ball's on the 31. And Williams is going to let one fly and has it picked off. Lafayette Christian with a huge stop. That's Caleb Watts, the senior, stops the offensive scoring drive by the Bulldogs. Maybe one of the biggest plays of the game early on.
Well, it's good defensive discipline that time. You watch what happens. They're going to play defense. Nobody gets fooled. Read your keys. The linebackers are going with the play. You see the safety staying back. The defensive back is staying there. It's a good job of not getting fooled by all the action going on in front of you.
Not quite enough air under this one. Intended receiver was Parker Hales, the senior. And instead, Watts puts the ball back in the hands of his offense. Well, for Lafayette Christian, that's their 5th interception in the last 2 title games. They had 4 last year. Clement's going to keep it himself. Big hole to run through up the middle. You could drive an airboat through it. He's almost up to the 50-yard line.
That's a good job of reading by Clement that time. He has to decide whether or not he's going to give the football or pull it. Now watch him. He's going to run along with his running back. He's reading the defense, and he sees him flow outside to try to stop the run. He keeps the ball and goes back inside, and there's nobody there.
26 yards on that carry. He's 3 shy of 100 for the game. Now you give it to your power man, Gabriel, who's over the 45-yard line.
Well, you know, Gabriel does a good job. Watch when he runs, how quickly he squares his shoulder pass to the line of scrimmage. And being a big back, when he does that, that means he's got a lot of power coming behind him. And those little defensive backs, they're not real excited about coming up and taking him off.
I'll tell you what, I bet he's physical on the hardwood as well. Gabriel's listed as a guard on the basketball team. He's in the backfield here. Runs right into the strength of the defensive line. And a big throwdown there by Dylan Davis, the senior. He's not having it.
No, good job of Dylan Davis. He just was not going to give up any ground. And that play was just not going to go anywhere from the start. Davis decided, hey, look, you know, enough of this running inside.
They're going to need 5 yards to move the chains here at the midfield.
3rd and 5, and the most dangerous guy in this situation is the quarterback because you don't account for him.
That bunch, trip receivers at the top of the screen, but it's all a smoke show as Clement runs around the right end, gets over the 50, and he's just shy of a first down.
Yeah, Clement's the quarterback's a dangerous guy because you're playing pass. You got 3 receivers to the top side. You got to play that, and then you got the tailback in there. You don't want to let him run free, so you can't account for the quarterback. And Lafayette Christian's doing a good job of getting their quarterback into the running game.
You got an all-state kicker and punter in Colin LaHaye, but I think that Lafayette Christian is going to try and bulldoze here on 4th and 1. They're still looking to their sidelines. Play clock not running here at 25 seconds.
They're gonna measure to see if they got the first down. It's pretty close.
It's pretty close. It's nice to have people that have such experience on your sidelines. There's Colin LaHaye. But to have a guy like Clement, who's a 4-year-plus starter, we see with a great view from our camera that the chains will move. I think they got enough.
Got just enough for a first down. And again, you know, you get a 3rd down and long, and what do? You run your quarterback out there.
I think the effects of last year's knee injury are over and done with for Clement. His offensive coordinator, Kyle Carmouche, says he's come back stronger from the knee injury, and he was a great coach last year for Errol Rogers, who was backing them up during their playoff run. Deep back in the gun, pump fakes, throws it down the field, has a man open, and the catch is made. Big pickup there on offense for Lafayette Christian. Errol Rogers, the backup QB, hauls it in.
And you watch Errol Rogers Jr., he does a good job of playing the football. When they talk about players having good ball skills, this is what they're talking about. Just throw the ball up. It's a 50-50 ball. He's covered, but the defensive back never turns around. Advantage wide receiver. Watch him go up and just catches it at the highest point. It's a good job of reading the football by the wide receiver.
Great replays there on our broadcast. 35 yards on the pass play, and the passing numbers certainly favor Lafayette Christian early on. Here's Gabriel churning for positive yards up to the 10. That's where they'll spot him. If you're Ascension Catholic, it would be huge here with a defensive stand to hold them to a field goal. Don't want to fall behind by 2 full scores going into the half.
If you can hold them to a field goal, you got to consider that a win if you're on the defensive side. The thing that's been hurting Ascension Catholic mostly has been the quarterback run. They have not been able to account for the quarterback, and he is able to really pick up big plays, big chunk yardage, and that's what's hurt him. And you get this receiver set up, the quarterback's a dangerous guy again.
Gabriel makes a cut, spins inside up to the 6. And for Ascension Catholic, this is so tough with that 3 down front. You got to get after those guys. If they're going to be that deep in the shotgun, so much can happen before you ever get a finger on them.
Yeah, if you're going to run the 3-man front with those 4 linebackers standing up, then you got to start running the linebackers. Blitz the linebackers through gaps, because penetration is going to hurt that offense. That takes away that zone read they're trying to run.
Gabriel in the backfield with Clement. They'll hand off, and he powers across the 5.
But, you know, that's a good job that time. That time, Ascension Catholic decided to bring the outside linebacker. He crashed in and held him to a minimal game. Bring up about a 4th down and 1.
Lafayette Christian inside the Cribs Incorporated red zone. Trey Trosclair's team trying to stand tall on defense.
Again,
there's a good stop.
I don't think he got there.
Huge play on 4th down for the Bulldogs.
But watch what they do. Garrett, Ascension Catholic's going to bring everybody. They're going to run people through gaps. They want penetration. Watch you guys. See the defensive linemen? They're all coming across the line of scrimmage. Everybody's playing run, and that's the deal. Looks like Davis, number 56, the big defensive lineman, was able to make the tackle in the backfield.
Here's the telling view.
Look at the number of blue shirts that are across the line of scrimmage.
Doesn't get across the 5 and a turnover on downs.
That's a good job by Ascension Catholic. They made a decision. They said, hey, we're not going to sit here and wait for it. We're going to go get it and see what happens. And they did. Penetration really impacts that offense that Lafayette Christian is running. And Ascension Catholic finally decided to give them some penetration and stop it in the backfield.
Now Catholic will try and go 95 yards before the second quarter runs out and tie this ball game up.
This is a great time to go play action and throw the ball deep down the field because you got man-to-man coverage back there.
That was a long drive for Lafayette Christian that accounted for no points, Greg.
Yeah, it was 9 plays, 80 yards, and they didn't get any points out of it. They did everything right except finally cash in and score.
Ball will stay at the 5-yard line. Timeout with 1:31 on the clock. There's Coach Baldwin.
Yeah, Lafayette Christian is going to try to take their timeouts and try to, if they can hold Ascension Catholic here and make them punt, they'll get the ball on the good side of the field again with good field position.
Don't miss every division and every class of the LHSAA Girls and Boys Basketball Championships right here on CST. The girls tip off our live coverage March 1st and 2nd. And then the following week, the boys teams take the court with games on March 8th and 9th. Stay tuned to CoxSportsTV.com for times and to find out which teams will face off in the 2018 All-State Sugar Bowl LHSAA Boys and Girls March Madness. Was privileged to work that game last year, Greg. They had some smaller school teams like Zawali and Pipkin that had 7th and 8th graders starting for them because the rosters are so limited. And then, of course, you've got the studs, the juniors, the seniors who come away and make the big plays. An awesome, awesome event over in Lake Charles with March Madness.
Timeout, Lafayette Christian.
So the Knights will take another timeout after giving up just 2 yards on that last running play. And I think Ascension Catholic, like they've done most of the game, just trying to play protect here and not make any mistakes so close to their own goal line.
Yeah, this play initially looks like it's going to go for a big gain, and all of a sudden they get stopped for a minimal gain.
That was, again, Caleb Watts picking up Williams and slamming him to the ground, and then the show of sportsmanship to help him up. 3rd and 3. So maybe a little misdirection here, maybe go around the end. That would give them an opportunity to move the chains, not have to punt. We'll see what Ascension Catholic draws up. There's Jai Williams, already over 100 yards in today's game.
I think with 3rd down and a crucial play, you got to get the ball to your best football player on offense, and that's 33, Jai Williams.
One wide receiver set. Max protect on the line in the eye. He'll run over the right side. Still on his feet and brought down. He might have enough.
I think he's going to be just short. They're going to mark him just short of the 15. Boy, that's close.
Timeout, Lafayette Christian.
Well, that's good heads up by Lafayette Christian. They took the 3 timeouts. They want to make them punt the football. And if they held them short, they will get the ball back with good field position.
So a couple of good defensive stands by each team here at the back end of the first half. Trev Falk, for a short while, was a New Orleans Saint, had a nice NFL career, part of the Arizona Cardinals, and then came back after his NFL career was done and immediately got into coaching. Stayed in the Lafayette area where his extended family is from. Read some interviews about him. He said that he was hooked on football 1992. His cousin Kevin Falk, who would later play for LSU and the New England Patriots, won a state title with Karen Crow. Just the environment that was in the dome, he knew this was something he wanted to be a part of for the rest of his life.
And he's done an outstanding job as a football coach and high school coach. And you mentioned his playing career, and now he's been able to transition into the coaching, which is difficult to do. I think you're going to get a quick squib kick or something right here. I don't think you're going to go for it on 4th and 1. I think, well, maybe so. They're going to try to draw them off sides, or they're really going to go for it.
It's Meir under center from the 14, and he's got enough for the first down. What a gutsy call by Ascension Catholic.
Yeah, quarterback sneak picks it up. Now, if you're Ascension Catholic, you got a minute 14. You've got your timeouts left. You got 2 timeouts. I think now you've got to take. They want to take a couple of shots down the field.
Dre Trosclair's club now 2 for 2 on 4th down. They're trying to catch them while they're substituting defensive players. And here's a run by Williams. Williams is going to finish about a yard shy of another first down. Greg, with just over a minute remaining, I did not expect to see that on 4th and 1, yet Ascension Catholic caught everybody snoozing.
They did. I thought they'd go and try to draw them offside. They didn't. Quarterback sneak picked it up. But they've got to try to get the ball in the end zone now. They've got to throw it a little bit. They're going to have to put it in the air here sooner.
John Meir hands off again. First down run and more for Williams.
Ascension Catholic's going to take one of their timeouts right here with a minute, with the just under 44 seconds to go in the game.
Timeout. Ascension Catholic.
Join Victor Howell, Scott Shanley, and our Saints insider Mike Neighbors this Sunday for all your Saints game day needs. We start our coverage at 10:30 a.m. with Saints game day as we get you ready for the black and gold matchup against the Buccaneers. Then at 10:30, tune in for post-game coverage on Saints Tonight as Deuce McAllister joins the group, and we bring you our exclusive one-on-one interview with Drew Brees. CST is your leader in Gulf South sports. What a season for the Saints and their renaissance man at quarterback.
Well, I'll tell you, all of us guys that played football and now, like Gaudy and I, who are limping around from the football injuries and getting older, you got to admire Drew Brees. I mean, the guy's, 40 years old, and he is playing like he's 21. It's just unbelievable. He's got that offense moving, and good for him. He ran into a little snag the other night, but that's okay. He'll get it going again. I tell you what, he's an exciting football player to watch.
He did a Google search for the Fountain of Youth and found it, apparently. He is incredible.
And I think it's unfair. He needs to share with us guys.
19 carries and 129 yards for Williams. This time, Meir will be intercepted. Second time today, a flag flies, but Meir was not on the money there.
Well, this is going to be a tough call because they're going to call pass interference on this one. I think they're going to call it on. I think it's going to be pass interference defense. I thought it was a really good play that time.
I believe Dylan Burrell came away with the interception.
Yeah, Dylan Burrell, number 8, did a great job of playing and going underneath to get the interception.
Let's get the call from Mr. Landry.
Pass interference on the defense. Number 9, 15 yards from the previous spot. Play results on the first down.
Yeah, they're going to call it on Jordan Hall, number 9. He did a good. I thought he played it well. You watch the defensive back here. He's going for the football, and the wide receiver has no idea where the ball is.
Wow, I mean, where's Hall in the picture? Some boos scattered.
I think Hall's right there, number 9. He makes a good. I think he made a clean play.
That'll bring the ball up to the 48-yard line. Here's Meir again. Busted play, keeps it. He's over the 50 and down to the 46-yard line. Nice run there by Meir. Ascension Catholic has 1 timeout remaining with 25 seconds ticking away on the clock.
Well, they're going to try to save that 1 timeout in case they can get in field goal range.
4 wide receiver set, trips to the bottom of your screen, and he'll spike it. Smart play after getting the first down.
That's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 3.
Trosclair sending in the signals. He is his own offensive coordinator, assisted on the defense by Chris Scheck-Snyder. So here's Meir, who has taken the majority of the snaps at quarterback. Rodney Blanchard has lined up as a wide receiver. He's been in the backfield as a ball carrier as well. 2 wide receivers at the top, 2 wide receivers at the bottom. Meir with a passing play. He's got pressure and is brought down well behind the line of scrimmage. Lafayette Christian with a big stop.
Well, when you get that sack, I think Ascension Catholic now, they're just going to let the clock run out and get out of here at halftime and regroup. You got an all-out blitz. You got both linebackers coming from the inside and the corner coming from the outside. There's too many men to block.
Princeton Malbrough shoots that gap and brings up an 11-yard loss to end the first half. His Knights of Lafayette Christian have a lead 14-7 in a very competitive ball game and our Division IV championship.
That's a good call by Trev Falk and Lafayette Christian, is that, you know, you get them in third down and long. You want to bring everybody, bring the house. Don't give him a chance to set his feet and try to find somebody downfield.
So a touchdown on the first play of the game for Lafayette Christian. Ascension Catholic would answer a drive later, and then the Knights come back, put another score on the board. They were in the red zone just once in this game and actually got it turned over on downs. Most of their scoring plays have been from long distance. Let's go down onto the field with Gordy and Coach Trosclair.
All right, Coach Trosclair, you got to, first off, big defensive hole for you down there.
Yeah, no, that was a really big time stop right there to hold them off. We were getting the ball coming out of halftime, so we knew we had to at least minimize it to a field goal. But our defense stayed strong. They did what they've done all year, and they really battled and kept those guys out of the end zone, give us an opportunity to move the ball a little bit. And you know, we get the ball coming out second half. We feel good about where we're at.
Oh, this story, heard a little bit about the eye backfield. You put that in last week. Eye's been really effective for you.
Yeah, it has been. We've been able to move the ball. We haven't capitalized like I wanted to, but we are moving the ball. That's something that we think we can stay with. We can give we have an advantage out of, but we'll still mix it back up and go with our regular offense as well.
All right, you get the ball first here. What do you tell your team at halftime?
We're just going in there and we're going to keep working and keep pounding the rock, keep doing what we're doing. I think we're playing really well. We have a big play on the first play of the game. We just had an assignment bust. No big deal. They got one touchdown after that. We got one touchdown. So I think we're in a good spot. I'm not worried.
All right, Coach, best of luck in the second half.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
All right, Garrett.
Gordy, thank you very much. He might be 28 years old, but he does not look shook. We've got a great game so far. 14-7, Lafayette Christian on top. It'll be the Bulldogs who will get the ball back in the second half. Stay with us, folks.
Create fun and affordable memories for the entire family with the Pierre's Party Pack presented by Adventure Quest Laser Tag. Pelican's ticket packages are available for select home games and include 4 tickets, combo meals, an on-court free throw experience, and $60 in Adventure Quest Laser Tag gift cards. Our next Pierre's Party Pack night is Sunday, December 16th against the Miami Heat, with packages starting as low as $75. For more information on how you can do it big with the family, visit pelicans.com today.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Dude, subs.
Hot dog.
Chili dog.
No, Dodger dog.
It's gotta be crawfish.
Now you're talking. Burgers.
7-layer dip. Ribs. No contest.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And an ice cold Coke.
Of course.
Football and Coke. Come on.
It's got to be Coke.
Game day. Race day.
Calls for Coke. You know it.
Grab yourself a Coke.
It's Tailgate 101.
It begins with the ball. You see, a ball is not just leather and rubber. A ball is the seed that communities grow around. We're talking split-second moments that become indelible memories. It creates lifelong friendships. It's a reason for people to celebrate. A ball isn't just a ball. It's a life lesson. It's a tool you use to pursue your best. It's how you earn your greatest victories. How you learn to deal with failure. It's a test that you pass. It's a dream that you catch. It's a future you hold in your hands. It's not just a ball, but the official ball of you.
The 2018 All-State Sugar Bowl LHSAA Prep Classic, presented by the New Orleans Saints on Cox Sports Television, is brought to you by Wendy's, kickoff sponsor of the Prep Classic.
Thank you very much, and we are back here with the president and the principal, the leadership of these two great schools. Welcome back, year number 2. Isn't this nice, a reunion each and every year?
Yeah, back to back, man. What a great thing for our school. Great deal for our program, absolutely.
Let's talk about, and for you get a chance to come back and play Christian yet again. Isn't it fun? A reunion type year.
Oh, we were ready for a rematch. Last year, we felt that we didn't have our whole team present because of the accident that occurred with our running backs. But now we're ready. We feel like everybody's healthy. We want to bring it home this year. So with God's help, we hope to do that.
You talked a little bit about the two brothers being in an accident and how the community really rallied around them. So what a nice treat for them to be able to come back.
Yes, sir. Jamar and Dorian are special boys, and they came out here even though they both were hurting last year, and that speaks volumes to them.
But Salk, you also had a situation, somebody missed the dome, and this is nice for them to be able to come back.
Yeah, you know, last year they had a couple of kids in that car wreck, as you mentioned, and then we had our quarterback go hurt out on week 7 for the year. So we moved our number 1 receiver to quarterback, and then we lost our running back at halftime. So last year it was whoever didn't bleed to death first was going to win, and basically a field goal won a state championship. Could have been 3-0, would have been the ball game. And so to have both teams at full strength at this juncture, week 14, is tremendous. We had 2 dates scheduled all year long that we circled: Southern Lab, Ascension Catholic. We didn't care which order they came, but those are the 2 dates that we wanted. Southern Lab, they didn't get to qualify for the playoffs last year. They came in kind of banged up, and so there was kind of a little asterisk by our name. And so we said, well, great, this is a perfect setup. We can remove the asterisk this year, and not necessarily. It was a good win for us. But so anyway, I'm glad that both teams are healthy, and it's turned out to be a fantastic game so far.
It's been a great first half. Now I'm going to put you on the spot. You get a chance to this wonderful audience. Tell us a little bit about Ascension Catholic and sell your school to our wonderful audience down at home.
You know, Ascension Catholic is the oldest school in the Diocese of Baton Rouge, and probably one of the oldest in the United States. We're over 175 years old, and look at us. We are still accomplishing many great things. We've been here 6 times, and we won it 3 times. We're hoping to bring it home for the 4th.
Okay, so here's your platform. Can you tell us about Lafayette Christian, certainly a newer school?
Absolutely. Been in LHSAA for 7 years now, and to be here on this floor back-to-back is really remarkable for our program. We're located off of Interstate 10 and I-49 in Lafayette, one of the fastest growing schools in the Acadiana area. We'll tap out next year at about 1,300 kids, about 400 in high school. And as fast as we can build a building, we fill it up. So we're really excited about the future, about the incredible growth, and we're glad to be here.
Well, congratulations, both of y'all. Let's have a great second half, and we'll take a timeout. And we're going to bring it back afterwards. Garrett and Greg will break down the first half highlights. This is the LHSAA Prep Class.
It's a battle of Louisiana's best.
Watch this.
Oh, man. And Corey McKnight stays on his feet inside the 10. Dragging a tackler. Touchdown, Warriors.
I'm Mike Neighbors. We here at CST take great pride in our Saints coverage and our coverage of quarterback Drew Brees. You see, since he stepped foot into New Orleans, nobody's interviewed him more than CST. That includes an exclusive one-on-one interview after every game. And in the next few weeks, we're going to take it a few steps further. We're going to have Brees in studio to talk about the state of the Saints and his life on and off the football field. So CST, your home of the best Saints coverage and your best coverage of Drew Brees.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half-mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. In the park on a bench, on the beach on a towel, or on your couch with your kid, your campus is wherever you want it to be. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. You schedule classes around your schedule. And all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. At Independence U, you'll learn from professional instructors with real work experience. You'll get personal support in school and employment assistance when you graduate. Get your degree, but keep your life. That's Independence. That's Independence University. So if you're really smart, you can call now.
Call 1-800-921-0563.
Independence U, for an independent you.
Call 1-800-921-0563.
14-7, Lafayette Christian over Ascension Catholic here at halftime of the Division IV championship game. We heard from the principals. Now we'll hear from the director of Louisiana Football Magazine, Lee Burkeen, who joins us here high above in the press box. Lee, thanks for taking the time with us, man.
Glad to be here again.
This has been a great game to get started, and there's some big-time names in this, despite it being 1A teams. Some kids like Zach Clement, who are probably going to play on Saturdays.
Yeah, Zachary Clement is a phenomenal player. Everybody witnessed his running ability, right? I mean, he looks like Bucky Richardson to me. That's an old name from Broadmoor High School. Went to Texas A&M. Great runner, 6 foot tall. That's the knack with the big guys. I'm going to tell you what, D1 schools, they see today, they see he can play, and he's got an arm.
There's some guys on the line as well for Lafayette Christian. Fitzgerald West is 6 foot 315. He's a freshman.
Yeah, I saw him week 3. And you cannot not notice that kid, right? I mean, he looks like a D1 player right now. So no telling how big Fitzgerald will be. He might end up 6'6" when he's done.
What about some guys like Sage Ryan, who's been playing since he was an 8th grader, All-State last year, pretty impressive out as a wideout.
He had a big stick in the early first half on Jaya Williams, who's having a great game, by the way, from Ascension Catholic. What a burst by Jaya Williams. I mean, his dad would be proud, the Juice. So that's another great prospect. Jaya's only a junior. What an incredible player.
Another guy on the line who gets a good push. He's a junior, Kylan LeBlanc. We saw him 6'6", 300. You don't normally see guys that big at this level.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you're that big and you can move like that, I mean, you're going to have a great future. There's a lot of good kids in this game. We can go on. Errol Rogers, look, I mean, he's a talent too. I mean, look at that catch over the shoulder, long pass. He was defended. That's a D1 play.
For the Bulldogs in their offense, Dylan Davis is a guy who's come on strong the last couple years as a starter. Big body.
You know, D-line, I think, is his future because he can get off of blocks. He's got good feet, and he makes plays sideline to sideline. You don't see that from 280-pound players.
Some good games coming up as well here in the Dome. What are you looking forward to?
Well, I mean, you got Catholic on New Iberia. That'll be the next game. And there's great players. Look, they're young. They weren't supposed to be here. Notre Dame's young, and then they're playing each other again 4 times in 2 years.
Wow.
And this is probably kind of a payback maybe with Notre Dame. They lost to them in the Dome last year, but they beat them during the regular season, just like this year. So Peter LeBlanc is a great receiver, safety for Catholic and New Iberia, 4-year starter. Trey Henry's a young, big-time running back. Amos is a young, talent quarterback. He's come on later in the year. Notre Dame, Jacob Dorey is a safety. They had 3 safeties go 1AA the last 6 years.
Whoa.
He's the next one. Noah Bourgeois, not a big guy, but quick and tough. He's only about 155 pounds. And C.J. Thibodeau, remember this name. He's only a sophomore. He is a D1 guy. He's a fullback that can run the ball, and he's a linebacker. He's a big-time player.
The first day of the Dome always shows the smaller schools, the 1A, the 2A, the Division IV, and a lot of those guys have to play both sides, especially linemen. Does that give college recruiters a better idea of their skill set?
Yeah, I mean, you know, coaches in high school football put their best guys inside the 20-yard line, especially the playoffs. You want to get to the Dome, right? You want to get to the state title game, put your best guys on the field. And look, they're conditioned. These guys are 16, 15, 17 years old. Look at what Kentwood did earlier today. Those guys play both sides of the ball. I mean, they never left the field, all those kids. Trey Palmer was hurt. He played offense, defense, and returned punts and kicks.
Well, I mean, Rodney Blanchard for Ascension Catholic is quarterback,
kicker,
defensive back, he's your punt returner.
Yeah, I mean, he does it all, and I mean, he's conditioned for it. Obviously, it's working. He brought his team back to the Dome.
Coach Trosclair joked with us earlier in the week, if I lose him, I got like 4 guys that have to replace him.
Yeah, who's going to be the punter, the kicker, right? I mean, that's not an easy job. And as you've noticed in the Superdome, punting and kicking is not easy. And if you got a good one, like John William Lamb's a good kicker for the next game, Notre Dame or Crowley.
Lee, how can people find out about the work that you and your staff put in with your magazine?
You can go to our website, lafootballmagazine.com. All over Louisiana, our TV shows broadcast in most of the state. And just check out your local listings. Your View for South Louisiana. We're in Lake Charles. We're in Shreveport, Bossier. We're all over the state, home of Lafourche and St. Tammany Parish.
Lee, you do a great job, and I know a lot of people look to your work to do what we do right here.
Look forward to the rest of these games the rest of the day.
All right, let's send it to break again. We're here at the half with Lafayette Christian on top, 14-7. Fans having a good time inside the Superdome. We'll break down highlights when we return here on CST.
Hello, I'm Eddie Bonine, Executive Director of the LHSAA. I'd like to thank our regional healthcare partners for supporting our schools and student athletes. Our regional healthcare partners provide first-class medical coverage for the student athletes of Louisiana as they compete in this year's state championship events. For more partnership information, go to LHSAA.org. Thanks again to all of these groups for partnering with the LHSAA.
Coaching basketball is a lot of hard work and a lot of long hours. You put on many different hats. You're a teacher, you're a coach, you're a counselor, you're just everything. And I love my players. I like to see them win and lose and cry and just get back up and fight. And there is no ultimate outcome to shoot for. It would just be playing a game. Athletics and sports is more than just basketball. It's more than just a game. It's a part of life.
I love my students. I knew I wanted to be a teacher all my life. I want to give back to kids that grew up in the same environment that I grew up in. Teach for America brought me to New Orleans to work with kids who need guidance. I was in your shoes, where going home, you don't know what was gonna happen. I say to my kids, stay positive. You can make it out. Education can take you wherever you wanna go. You just have to believe.
We welcome you back in. Halftime rolls on here inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome with the Knights on top of the Bulldogs, 14-7. A couple of good defensive stops by both teams have kept our scoring down, much like last year's championship game. But we've seen some great offensive highlights in this game. Greg, this is one of those games where, like you said in the beginning, it might be the team with the ball last that comes away with the win.
It might be. I mean, both teams started off moving the football well, and how different, one by pass and the other one by run, and now they've both settled in a little bit and started running the football. So both of them are having a really good ground game, which is surprising. We didn't think it would be that way when you start off with the first play by throwing a big post pass for a touchdown.
That made it hard for Ascension Catholic to settle in. Let's take a look at our highlights. And Lafayette Christian started the game off with a bang. Here's a 59-yard pass to Errol Rogers.
Well, Errol Rogers got man-to-man coverage, ran a little slant route, and there was nobody there. And good job of picking it up, throwing it deep on first down. This touchdown comes as a result of running the football. Ascension Catholic have been running the ball down the field. They go play action and throw the touchdown with wide open tight end. And then Lafayette Christian comes back. They're running the football, and with their quarterback running, he gets in the end zone. A little trick play here that Ascension Catholic tries to play, a little throwback pass, and it's picked off. It looks like he's trying to go to Watts on that play, but just wasn't able to get it done.
And so a big defensive stop. That turned the tide.
Yeah, this was a big defensive stop. Looked like Lafayette Christian was going to go in and score, but the result was they couldn't pick up the first down, and then Ascension Catholic drives down. They look like they're going to score right before half, and Lafayette Christian comes on with a blitz and stops the drive.
Greg, let's take a look at our first half stats, which favor Lafayette Christian.
Well, it does favor Lafayette Christian. 271 yards of total offense. That's a little surprising, and you look at 94 yards passing. The one that stands out, though, is 177 yards of rushing the football. That's big for a first half. And the other one is 1 for 4 on third down. You've got to be happy with that. But on the other side, 3 of 9, you got to get better on third down. If you don't, you're going to have some problems. And the other one for Ascension Catholic is the 1 turnover. That hurt them. You got to take care of the football.
Well, the LHSAA does such a great job here at the Prep Classic of honoring the educational achievements of their players and students. The ISC all-academic team was honored out at the 50-yard line. And look at that. Who's out there for the Ascension Catholic Bulldogs, but Mason Zerang, number 2. Hey, get back to the locker room. You got to talk to Coach. All of these stars had a 4.0 GPA throughout high school. That is phenomenal. They'll walk off the field, and we'll get ready to bring the teams back on when we return. Again, Lafayette Christian on top, 14-7. It'll be Ascension Catholic's ball when we return.
It's a battle of Louisiana's best. Nobody's going to catch him.
Bring all the gifts for under the tree. And while you're at it, bring the tree. Ford F-150. Best-in-class payload. Best-in-class towing. Built for the holidays.
Right now, get an F-150 with 0% financing for 72 months and make no payments for 90 days. Only at your Southern Quality Ford dealer.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half-mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. In the park on a bench, on the beach on a towel, or on your couch with your kid. Your campus is wherever you want it to be. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. You schedule classes around your schedule. And all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. At Independence U, you'll learn from professional instructors with real work experience. You'll get personal support in school and employment assistance when you graduate. Get your degree, but keep your life. That's independence. That's Independence University. So if you're really smart, you call now.
Call 1-800-921-0563.
Independence U, for an independent you.
Call 1-800-921-0563.
Today's state championship telecast is being brought to you in part by Gwen Collins Greenup. Elect number 3, Gwen Collins Greenup, Secretary of State.
14-7, Knights on top of the Bulldogs of Ascension Catholic. Let's go down to the field with Gordy Rush for an update from the Lafayette Christian sideline.
I talked to assistant coach Trev Falk, and I said, thoughts on the first half? He said, Gordy, we have to finish. We have to finish blocks. We have to finish drives. We have to finish tackles. Talked a little bit about Ascension Catholic coming out in that I formation with 2 tight ends. He said, look, we saw it last week. We expected it. We're just not physical up front. We've got to be more physical. Finally asked him about his quarterback, number 7, Zachary Clement. He said, hey, Gordy, it's just Zach being Zach. Garrett?
It's been a good formula so far. Live coverage of the 2018 All-State Sugar Bowl LHSAA Prep Classic continues at 7 p.m. with the Division III matchup between the Catholic Pioneers and the Notre Dame Pios. Don't miss it live right here on CST, your leader in Gulf South sports.
Well, that's going to be a game. Louis Cook and Notre Dame. Louis been around forever. He's always seems to be in the playoffs. Got a really good football team. That'll be an exciting football game after this one. This one's not bad.
Nope. I bet they've got quite the nice trophy case over there at Notre Dame.
Yeah, he does a good job. You know, these two teams, I mean, this game is about where we thought it would be. We thought we'd have a little bit more scoring than this, and, the way it got started and looking at the stats, but not bad so far. We'll see what adjustments they made at halftime. I think that, we talked about the Lafayette Christian folks. They have to make some adjustments to stop the running game, and if you're Ascension Catholic, you better stop that running game, because if not, Lafayette Christian is going to keep the football for a long time in the second half.
Well, a big part of it's that man right there, Clement. You're going to have to guess whether he's going to keep it or give it to Gabriel, and if you miss wrong on Gabriel, he's going to run right over you. Clement's done such a nice job rushing the ball in today's matchup. He's made it tough for Ascension Catholic.
He has, and again, that's the one guy you don't really account for a quarterback running as much as Clement ran in the first half, and being able to read it and hurt you like he did. I mean, you look at his numbers, he's only 2 of 5 throwing the football for 94 yards, but he's got 8 rushes and, for over 100 yards, and that's a little unusual for a quarterback.
Well, the coaches just rave about his athleticism. This is a guy who's a dual sports star, starting center fielder on the baseball team, runs track, plays on the hoops team, does just about everything you'd want out of a high school All-American.
We haven't seen him throw the ball very much, and most baseball players, I mean, you watch him throw, he's got that baseball windup. That takes a little bit longer in your delivery. But when you can run the football the way he's run it and run the offense the way he's run it in this first half, there's no need in throwing the football.
2 men back deep for Ascension Catholic, awaiting the kickoff. Jamar Barber and Jai Williams. Second half of our Division IV game is underway. And that's fielded in the end zone, an automatic touchback. Barber, though, wanted to run, and he had a little bit of room. Barber, one of those players who was not able to suit up in last year's game, and he's had kind of a quiet first half, a 5'9", 175-pound senior. But again, one of those guys that makes the offense go in 2018 for the Bulldogs. Ran for over 1,600 yards and 20 touchdowns last year. He was All-State. So heading back out there, under center for the majority of the game, John Muir. Just 1 of 2 for 22 yards.
You know, one of the problems, I think it's Lafayette Christian, they've only got 10 people on the field. And they've got to get somebody else out there pretty quick, but there's only 10 out there.
Now they bring a man on the field from the sidelines. Here's the pitch by Muir, almost taken away from Jai Williams. Knocks a man down at the 30, still on his feet all the way up to the 46-yard line. There's a highlight for Jai Williams.
Well, Jai Williams, he's sending a message right here. He's saying, hey, look, I'm just not a speed back. I'm a power back as well. You watch him, he's going to break a tackle, and then he just lowers his shoulder and hits a defensive back and goes on for more yards.
That was Jordan Hall of Lafayette Christian, and that hit elicits some oohs from the crowd here in the Dome. And he's look at over 150 yards now.
We knew he was a good running back coming in. We knew they were going to try to get him the football, but we didn't think they'd do it this much this early in the game. He's got a half to play.
8 men on the line, power formation, and he bulldozes forward over the 50-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup.
Yeah.
Williams also very physical on defense. Starting linebacker, had over 100 tackles in back-to-back seasons. And does just about everything for Ascension Catholic. Returns punts and kicks along with Barber. I think he came out of that locker room determined to chew up yards and get his team back in contention.
Well, they're going back to what worked for them early in the first half. That 2 tight end set and just run that power eye in there with the lead back and hope you can pick up good yards.
Nice stutter step there by Muir. Picks up another yard or 2.
You know, you watch football, and one of the things that frustrates everybody, I'm sure, is when you see the offense run the option into the sidelines. You know, so why run it that way? But I think what they try to do is see if you can outnumber you into the sidelines and outnumber the defense into the sideline and get a big play out of it.
Muir looks like he's in a little bit of pain after that last lick. You could hear on our camera mic down on the field. They asked him if he was okay. He said yes. Guy really at 185 pounds, a pretty sturdy runner, likes to run it downhill. He'll be swallowed up here at the 50-yard line, though. A tackle for loss. Big man up the middle for Lafayette Christian blew that play up.
Oh, this is good penetration up the middle from the defense. They got across the line of scrimmage. Looked like it was Fitzgerald West, number 68 inside, who just didn't give him any running room at all.
We talked with Lee Brackeen, the recruiting guru, the godfather of Louisiana recruiting. He said West is just a specimen. Again, a freshman at 6 foot 315. Most grown men wish they could be that big. Here he is. And on 4th and 1, nice play by Rodney Blanchard to pooch this one away. Ball's caught at the 20-yard line, and running down the sidelines free is Lafayette Christian. Nice return. Little extracurricular at the end of the run. But Lafayette Christian with the nice opportunity there by Sage Ryan. Let's see the end of this play.
Well, the ball's just bouncing around, and it's a good job. Just pick it up and run with it. Don't let him get extra yards. See if we can see where the penalty comes in at the end of this play.
Looked like a pretty clean tackle there by Nick Hilliard.
Personal foul. Blindside block, number 69 on the return team. 15 yards from the end of the run, first down.
Chris Freeman, number 69, a freshman, called for the penalty.
Well, watch Chris Freeman. He's going to come into your view. This is the block right there that they're going to call. What they call now is a blindside block. You can't hit a guy like that from the blind side where he didn't have a chance to defend himself, and that's the call. It's not a clip, but again, it's a good call.
So that'll back them up after a nice return by Ryan. Handoff right into the teeth of that Ascension Catholic line, and he'll continue to pick up positive yards, almost enough for a first down. What a run there by guess who? Logan Gabriel.
Logan Gabriel, he's a tough guy to bring down. He should have been stopped for about a 1-yard gain, but he carried several defenders and picked up almost 10 yards.
Gabriel with 17 rushes for 85 yards in today's action. 2nd and 1. It's a keeper by Clement, and Zach's got the first down. Well, they talked about Clement coming into Lafayette Christian. He had all the physical tools. They think he's done a great job of polishing his game the last couple of seasons. We talked about his exploits on most other sporting fields for the Knights. Baseball, track and field, basketball. Looks over the defense, and he's ready in the shotgun. He's going to go the distance on this one, and he's got a man down the field, and the catch is made. Big pickup, Victor Dupree. And they're in the red zone.
Well, Victor Dupree had man coverage again, and he did a good job of reading the football, tracking the ball, making the catch. 41-yard pass and catch. Watch, you just lay it out and let your receiver run underneath it. The defender overplays the ball. He thought he had a shot at it. But it's a 41-yard reception, and now they set up shop inside the 10-yard line.
Zarang, the senior, did a nice job with the effort to try and knock that ball away. For the season, Dupree 274 yards and averages 25 yards a catch. Not bad. From the right hash mark, here's a run by Clement. Picks up a block. He's inside the 10 and knocked out at the 5.
Well, this is the same play that the Lafayette Christian scored on, where you had Clement running the football to the right side and pulling people, having guards pulling out in front of him.
Clement takes his team inside the Cribs Incorporated red zone. 5 yards on the pickup. They'll bring back in their big offensive lineman, Fitzgerald West, number 68 on the left end. The true freshman going to try and provide the block. Here's Gabriel running up the middle. He's met and stopped by the middle linebacker, Andrew Landry. We'll see where they spot it. Might not be a gain.
Well, that's a good job right there defensively, just coming up. And, you know, when you stop Gabriel for almost no gain, you've done a whale of a job.
Now 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line for Lafayette Christian. I know they're thinking touchdown here. They do have an ace up their sleeve in Colin LaHaye. Here's Clement, draws contact and powers into the end zone. Touchdown, Lafayette Christian. 2nd touchdown of the game for Clement on that 4-yard run.
Zachary Clement does a good job. Watch him read. He's going to read the end man on the line of scrimmage, and they kind of slow played to try to get some help there, and then all of a sudden he becomes aggressive. Watch him here. He's kind of running, tiptoeing, not sure, and then he just decides, hey, look, I'm going to get in there and score. Good job of transitioning from just a quarterback to a true runner on Clement's part.
The extra points by LaHaye have both favored falling off to the left side. This one splits the uprights cleanly, and it's 21-7, Lafayette Christian. Well, Ascension Catholic will have to answer here. Clement reads his man, draws contact with Landry, and he's in the end zone for the score. More 3rd quarter action when we return here on CST.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Dude, subs.
Hot dogs.
Chili dog.
No, Dodger dog.
It's gotta be crawfish.
Now you're talking. Burgers.
7-layer dip. Ribs. No contest.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And ice cold Coke.
Of course.
Football and Coke. Come on.
It's got to be Coke.
Game day.
Race day.
Calls for Coke. You know it.
Grab yourself a Coke.
It's Tailgate 101.
This New Year's party in New Orleans. For everything Sugar Bowl, go to allstatesugarbowl.org.
2nd rushing touchdown of the game by quarterback for Lafayette Christian, Zach Clement, makes it 21-7, Knights on top of the Bulldogs.
You know, thing that what that's going to do now. It's going to force the Ascension Catholic to maybe get out of that running game. We'll see if they stay patient and stay with it with 7:33 to go, 7:30, almost 7:40 to go into the third quarter.
Ascension Catholic's quarterback John Muir has thrown just a pair of passes in today's game. He's completed one of them for a 22-yard touchdown. Here's Colin LaHaye, who has a pair of touchbacks in today's game. Puts a solid boot into this one, but it's going to be playable. And this one's in the hands of Jamar Barber. Barber trying to get a block. He's brought down and swarmed at the 15-yard line. Let's go down to Gordy, who has a family member of Jai Williams.
Family member, I tell you what, one-time all-time state rushing leader in this state, Jermaine Williams, the Juice. Welcome, my friend. How are you?
I'm good, man. Good.
Tell me about your son. You got to be pleased. Jai Williams, number 33, your son.
Yeah, it's like deja vu, man. It's like seeing myself back when I was out here. You know, running hard, playing defense, always on the field, doing his best.
Tell me about this game. How much this means for this, Donaldsonville community. How big football is with Ascension Catholic.
Oh, it's really big. I mean, if you go back in town right now, you can take anything you want to because everybody's here.
Hey, thanks for being here.
All right, thank you.
Come out.
Garrett?
Gordy, thank you very much. I bet everybody from Donaldsonville's happy the Sunshine Bridge is finally open again. That just makes it easier to get to the dome.
It does. It opened just in time. Lafayette Christian's going to take a timeout. They want to talk about it a little bit, make sure that everybody gets lined up in the right place.
12 men on the field, so a penalty comes in. Stick with CST for the best college hoops around. We've got you covered with games from the Southland Conference, the Ragin' Cajuns, LSU, Arkansas, Tulane, and more. Here's a look at just a few of the matchups coming up this week right here on CST. You can visit our website, coxsportstv.com, for the full broadcast schedule. It is very soon to be basketball season, but you know what? The Superdome in New Orleans still have another month and a half of great football left in this building. You've got the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl, some big-time matchups. The Saints are going to host a playoff game, hopefully at least two. I'm excited about what's to come. Don't forget the Sugar Bowl as well, presented by Allstate. You're going to have a lot of people here in the building with Texas and Georgia headed to the Crescent City. Now 1st and 10. And Jai Williams brought down at the 15-yard line. Tough sledding here against Ascension Catholic. Good defensive play early on.
Well, Lafayette Christian made the adjustment defensively. They brought in the extra guy up front on that play, and that's going to slow down that running game a little bit, force Ascension Catholic to do something they don't want to do, and that's put the ball in the air. Yeah, look at Fitzgerald West Jr., the big defensive lineman, and when you look at that guy and the size and the quickness and the way he's played today, you just think you got 3 more years of this guy. I mean, he has just played unbelievable in the middle of that defensive line.
Nice delayed handoff. Big stick on the tackle. And that'll bring up 2nd and 8. We were talking about Fitzgerald West. One of those guys who just has elite size for this level.
And 6 foot, 315-pound freshman. That's just, look, playing well. And he's in his first state playoff game, championship game.
Blanchard almost caught from behind, now stood up at the 20 and brought down. And that's probably going to prompt Blanchard to get in back and punt this ball away on 4th and 4 coming up.
That's a crucial defensive stop for Lafayette Christian. You just scored to make it 21-7. Now you go out and hold them to 3 and out. This could be the turning point in the football game for Lafayette Christian if they can get the punt here and then get a score again and go up 28 or 24-7.
Sage Ryan is back deep. There are 2 men back deep, actually, for Lafayette Christian. Blanchard can't handle this one. He's in his own end zone. And it's recovered by Lafayette Christian in the end zone. Waiting for the call. It's a touchdown, Knights. A huge breakdown for the Bulldogs, and Lafayette Christian goes up by 3 scores. I don't don't know if the lights got in his eyes, what it was with the snap, but Blanchard couldn't come away with it cleanly.
Well, the snap was just too high for him to handle. It was a bad snap. Hey, this is where you have to be smart. Just fall on the football, take the 2 points, give him the 2 points. You don't want to give him a touchdown. See the snap, it's high and to his left, and he's not able to pull it in. That's when you got to know where you are. Just fall on the ball and, you know, give up the 2 points and say, hey, we're going to just punt it back to you.
It was the junior, Nicholas Picard, 6 foot, 195 pounds. With what has to be one of the first touchdowns of his career. It comes here in the Superdome to put his team up 28-7. So just over 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. A breakdown for Ascension Catholic. They'll get the ball back when we return, trailing by 21.
Do you have osteoarthritis in one or both knees? If you have osteoarthritis in one or both knees, are you on Medicare, Obamacare, or other health insurance? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for a prescription strength solution for osteoarthritis of the knees, covered by Medicare at little to absolutely no cost to you. Our experienced staff will work with your doctor and handle all of your Medicare or insurance paperwork. Find out for free by calling the Back and Knee Pain Center.
Call 1-800-796-7238.
Furnace breakdown, that could be $3,300. Fridge on a Fritz, that could cost you $2,500. Get the First American Home Warranty Plan. And when a covered item breaks, call or click. That's it. And we'll repair or replace it for you. Why let a major system or appliance breakdown bust your budget? Or go through the hassle of trying to find trustworthy service people?
If you don't have First American Warranty, get it.
Call 1-800-650-2382 for a free no-obligation quote.
A turnover in the end zone, and Lafayette Christian takes advantage. A botched punt and a huge turnover. Now the Knights with a commanding lead here in the third. They will let Colin LaHaye kick it yet again. We'll see if Ascension Catholic can get a big-time return and jump back into this ball game. That'll be an automatic touchback. LaHaye has been as good or better than advertised, not giving a lot of opportunities for Ascension Catholic to return the ball and get yards. There is a flag on the play. Let's see what it is.
But Gary, we'll see what the pressure now is going to build on Ascension Catholic's offense to get a score. They've got to get a touchdown or a field goal. They got to get something on the board in the second half. They haven't scored since the first quarter.
Personal foul, number 12 on the return team. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
That'll be Brock Acosta, the junior. They might be able to find that. But that's going to back them up to the 10-yard line and not do any favors for the offense. Ascension Catholic this season scored 40 or more points in 7 games. This is a talented offense who's just kind of run into a bit of a buzzsaw defensively here today against Louisiana Lafayette Christian. So the Bulldogs ready for the play to come in. Looks like Blanchard will be in at quarterback, the 5'10 senior.
I think Blanchard's in because they're going to have to throw the football a little bit here. They're going to have to get some scores pretty quick.
2 wide out set. They're protecting here so close to their own end zone. And that'll be a run by Williams. There's number 17, Eric Simon, one of the lead wideouts. He's a junior at 5'10. Michael Medine, who just snapped that ball over the head of Blanchard on special teams, also one of the top flight wideouts for the Bulldogs. Here's a run over right end. They'll get it over the 20. And the clock ticks under 5 minutes left in the third quarter.
You know, one of the big difference between college and high school is that in college, when you pick up a first down, at least the clock stops, gives you a little bit of chance to save some time. But in this case, it just continues to run. So Ascension Catholic's going to have to put the ball in the air. They're going to have to try to get down and score. They're down 3 scores right now. They've got to figure out a way to get in the end zone quickly.
Now a 3 wide set. They'll run to the right side for the 3rd play in a row. And they are well shy of the first down. Looks like Blanchard will have to put a leg into this one.
That's going to be second down. They picked up the first down on the last run, so it's going to bring up second and about 8 yards. Second and 8 from the 25.
Can Williams get loose in space? He's over 150 yards rushing already today.
Yeah, one of the things you could do with Williams, a guy like that, you want to get him out in space, throw him the football on a swing pass or a screen pass, give him a chance to really break a big one for you.
Here's a pass by Blanchard. First time today, Simon has caught a ball, and it's good for a first down. The 5'10", 155-pound junior hauls that one in.
Hey, we gotta go. We gotta go.
You can hear Coach Trosclair down on the field. We got to go. Get this offense moving. 13 yards on the pass play pickup. Top of your screen at wideout is Michael Medine, and there's Simon at the bottom. Here's Blanchard in the shotgun. This will be a handoff. Trying to make something happen. Jai Williams couldn't get past a blocker.
Of course, the Ascension Catholic offense has really been bottled up since in the second half. They haven't had a chance to really get anything going.
We talked about scoring 40 points 7 times this year. Coach Trosclair told us one of the team goals in the offseason was to break the school's all-time scoring record. This offense accomplished that in week 9. They've already added a touchdown to it here in today's game. You know, a touchdown here would do a lot. Cut the score in half and get this team right back in it. That's a nice run by Williams. A little fake handoff to Barber, and Williams goes right up the middle.
Yeah, just a little fake on the jet sweep to Barber coming around and then give it to Jai Williams up the middle. I think he got enough to pretty close to a first down. It's going to bring up. No, it's going to be a 3rd and 1.
Picked up 8 on the play. They need 1 yard to keep the chains moving. And this is kind of where things have stalled for them the last couple of drives. Williams gets you in position, and then at the midfield, Christian gets a stop. They didn't do it this time, though. Williams has the first down up to about the 46-yard line.
Ascension Catholic staying with their game plan. They want to come in and run the football. Gordy talked about them finding the I formation. They're just not going to go away from it. They're sticking with it.
Backs protect with the big line on this one, and the snap is dropped. John Muir came in after moving around with Blanchard and Williams. We'll see who comes away with it. The officials breaking it up down there in between the 2 sidelines. Let's take a look at the replay, Greg.
Looks like
it's been a bad snap.
Yeah, looks at the center quarterback exchange. You see the snap. I think the quarterback's pulling out.
And he fell on the ball.
On the ball.
That's a good way to retain possession.
But you know, number 68, big number 68 is sitting there on the Fitzgerald West Jr. You watch him. He's sitting right over the top of the center. And the center's thinking about snapping the football and got to get up and block this guy. I think Ascension Catholic may have to take a timeout.
Well, they had such momentum moving down the field. They had picked up 40 yards. And then, of course, that snap. Play clock has yet to run, still at 25.
Well, Ascension Catholic had a player whose helmet came off. And by rule, he's got to come out for a play, so that's why they stopped the play to get him off the football field.
Now 2nd and 10. Muir with the handoff, right side run. Little stutter step by Williams. And he picks up positive yards. Caleb Watts with the stop.
Yeah, you want to see where defensive lineman's supposed to play. I mean, you watch 68 Fitzgerald West on that play. I mean, he comes off and just presses everything into the backfield, and he's making Williams run to the outside, even on the plays that's designed to go inside. Watch the play. Watch 68 right in the middle. See, he just backs the center up, and there's no place to go inside.
I'll tell you what, if we could get a shot of West next to his contemporaries, he's about as big as the 2 men who play next to him. Dylan Burrell is 170. Timothy Colton is 200. Both those guys are juniors. And there's the big push up the middle. That'll be Jai Williams. And he'll be stopped and brought down. Looks like the spot is enough for the first down. Boy, I tell you what, Williams is going to be tired at the end of this ball game.
Yeah, Ascension Catholic doing a good job of moving the football, but now the clock's going to become your enemy here. You got a minute, 20 seconds to go in the third quarter, and you're down 3 scores. You've got to pick it up. I mean, you look at the numbers on Jai Williams, 31 rushes, 205 yards. An outstanding day, but you got to pick up the pace here if you want to get back in this game.
It'll be interesting to see. We're only in year 6 of the split between select and non-select, but 200+ yards in the Division IV title game. I'd like to see who's run it harder than that. We haven't even started the fourth quarter yet. Nice day by Jai Williams.
4th and 1 for Ascension Catholic. We'll see if they run inside or if they take it to the corner.
7 men in the box. And John Meir just kind of throws this one back to Jai Williams, who's saying, what are you doing? Well, I think they turned the ball over.
Well, John Meir had trouble getting the snap again. I think he lost the ball on the center quarterback exchange. And so when he lost it, he got it back and just tried to pitch it to his running back. You watch the exchange. See right there, he loses it. And he's just trying to make a play right now. It's 4th down anyway, so he's just trying to make a play. You have to be able to execute the quarterback center exchange. It all starts right there, so you've got to be able to do it. It's pretty fundamental, but sometimes it's the hardest thing to do, especially when you got that guy, that big number 68 sitting there over the football. He makes you think about a lot of things.
Got to snap it quick and pop back up. Yep. He's going to truck you. So Meir talks with one of his assistant coaches, and now Lafayette Christian on the attack again on offense. Zach Clement hands off, left side burst, and a nice little run for positive yards over the left side.
Well, Lafayette Christians, they're going to hold the ball for the next 36 seconds and get us into the fourth quarter. And, you go against this offense and you go in the fourth quarter down 3 scores, it makes it tough.
2 rushing touchdowns on the day, and of course our first play, the 59-yard pass completion to Errol Rogers for Zach Clement. 15 seconds now on our game clock. Clement will get one more play off before we go to the fourth quarter. Play action over the middle. Got his receiver at the 20-yard line. Big pickup, and Lafayette Christian is on the move. Sage Ryan comes away with the completion.
Sage Ryan just running a crossing route. He goes a deep post route. There's no safety in the middle of the field, so he's just going to run to daylight and just throw the football out and let him go get it. Good
28 yards over the middle.
That's going to take it. That's going to be the end of the first. Should be to take us down to the end of the third quarter.
They'll run the clock, and we are 3 quarters complete. Lafayette Christian has the lead and the ball when we come back to start the fourth quarter. A nice day passing and rushing for Zach Clement and the Knights. Ascension Catholics got to put some defense together right here.
Greetings. I'm Gwen Collins Greenup, the people's candidate for Louisiana Secretary of State. My experience, dedication, and commitment to returning integrity and ethics to the Office of Secretary of State means I'm ready to hit the ground running from day one. The Office of Secretary of State should be accessible, informative, and accountable. I'm asking you to vote number 3, the experienced candidate with the qualifications to get the job done.
People look up to our craftsmanship, Grips Incorporated. People look up to our roofing, we craft each job with care. Shingles, metal, slate, or tile, the quality's beyond compare. Raise your standards, set them high. You'll choose Grips, and here is why. People look up to our craftsmanship, Grips Incorporated.
It's a battle of Louisiana's best. Battling his way to the end zone. Nobody can stop him. Touchdown. Nobody's going to catch him.
I'm Secretary of State Kyle Ardoin. For nearly a decade, my top priority has been protecting the integrity of Louisiana elections. Since my first day in office, I've put Louisiana voters first, and I always will. Louisiana leads the nation in election security. This office is too important to allow on-the-job training. I'm Secretary of State Kyle Ardoin. I'm asking for your vote to continue fighting for you.
Welcome back to the fourth quarter of action. Zach Clement, the senior, back out for Lafayette Christian, who enjoys a 28-7 lead here inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. The Knights trying to lock down their second consecutive state championship in Division 4. Logan Gabriel misses his blocker. That'll send Clement on the run. But on a busted play, they go into the end zone. Touchdown! Sage Ryan! And the onslaught is on. 31 yards by Clement to Sage Ryan, and it's 34-7.
I tell you, Clement has done everything. I mean, they look like they got him bottled up. I mean, you watch this play, the play action, and he gets the pressure, starts one way, and then this is on the run. He's going to go on the run, 38 yards for the touchdown. A perfect strike to his wide receiver, and it's a touchdown. Sage Ryan did a good job of running across the field, not giving up on the play.
Sage Ryan is going to be a headache for a lot of teams for the next 2 years. He is a 6-foot sophomore. Started as an 8th grader. That young man is certainly a talent, already an all-state selection and an underclassman. Colin LaHaye sends up the extra point. It's good. 35-7, Lafayette Christian.
When you watch this play as it develops, you look like Ascension Catholic's got it pretty well diagnosed. They got pressure on the quarterback. They take him away from what he wants to do, but his receiver doesn't quit on the play. He comes all the way across the field. Sage Ryan does, beats his man and catches the touchdown.
Jai Williams for Ascension Catholic thought he had at least a tackle for loss, maybe a sack there, and instead it goes for a 30-plus yard touchdown.
And it all happened because of the athleticism of the quarterback. Clement's able to keep his sense about him, a senior quarterback. Stays focused, never stop looking downfield for somebody to be open.
Only took them 5 plays to get back into the end zone for the 5th time today. So a pair of passing touchdowns, a pair of rushing touchdowns for Zach Clement, and of course that fortunate fumble recovery for a score by Nicholas Picard. That's our score so far.
Yeah, if you're Ascension Catholic, well, you have to be thinking, we were in this game at halftime. This was a 7-point game at halftime, and all of a sudden things got away from us pretty quickly here.
LaHaye has been busy kicking off today, and that's good for the Knights. He'll send one away again here with Barber and Williams deep for Ascension Catholic.
You know, we're facing a 28-point deficit, Ascension Catholic now. They've got to play differently.
It'll be another touchback for LaHaye.
They have to play differently, and then if you Lafayette Christian defensively, you start to dictate what you can do to the offense, what you want them to do. You can start to play games with them. When you look at the stats through 3 quarters, I mean, it looks statistically, it looks not bad. 369 to 272 in total yards. But the big one is, look at the turnovers. Ascension Catholic, 3 turnovers. One of them resulted in 7 points on a punt fumble that was recovered for a touchdown.
So Lafayette Christian forces a defensive stop on 4th down. 5 plays later, they find the end zone. Now Ascension Catholic will come back out, and their senior, Rodney Blanchard, will try and put together a scoring drive. He's got Jai Williams in the backfield with him, already 200-plus yards today. Here's Blanchard. Couple-step drop. Catch made by Barber in space, and a big stop by Lafayette Christian. Knockout shot by Picard there. A clean shot, but a hard shot here on the floor of the Superdome.
Jabari Barber's going to limp off. Let's hope that young man's okay, but that was a heck of a shot coming across the middle.
A gain of 3 on the catch by Barber, who's heading towards the sideline. Be looked at by team personnel. So Barber out, and they'll put Jai Williams in the backfield again, and Blanchard will be in the shotgun. Blanchard and Meir at QB today have attempted a couple of passes but haven't found much success. They have 1 touchdown pass. That's it, thrown by Meir. There's Williams with positive yards.
Really surprised at how much time Ascension Catholic's letting run off the clock between plays. I mean, they're really taking their time to get the plays in. Don't seem to be in much of a hurry. And again, 3rd and 5, you got them backed up. You got a big lead. You know, if I'm Lafayette Christian, I'm going to come with a blitz or something. I'm going to make the ball come out quickly. I'm not going to give the quarterback a chance to sit back there and read what's going on.
This looks like a passing play on 3rd and 5. 4 wide receiver set. Here comes the blitz by Catholic. They don't handle it well. Being thrown out of bounds. Blanchard goes down hard.
Yeah,
Blanchard coverage there by Martin Lee.
Yeah, Blanchard may be about a yard short on the first down.
Let's get an update on the sidelines from Gordy Rush.
Got a chance to look at Barber walk this off. He got stepped on his shin. He's okay. And in fact, he almost went back onto the field. So I expect him, number one, to be back on the field if they're able to convert.
Good to hear. 4th and 1. They're going to go for it here deep in their own territory. And they're going to come away with it. Jai Williams almost up to the 40-yard line.
Well, Jai Williams doing what he's done all game long. Again, he's running that deep eye position, which gives him a chance to follow the fullback, see the blockers develop, and again, press the line of scrimmage and then bounce it to the outside.
They've gambled today on 4th down. They're 3 for 4. Coach Trosclair comes away with an 8-yard gain there. Here's Williams waiting for the play to develop, and he's over the 40. There's a tackle by Martin Lee, the senior, 5'11", 210 pounds. Good size for Lafayette Christian. We were talking about the best win that the Bulldogs have this season. They've beaten some talented teams. They had to knock off number 2 seed Vermilion Catholic to get here. They beat Kentwood, who just won the 1A state title over Oak Grove earlier today. Got to feel good about these two teams. Williams, 34 rushes and 219 yards so far today.
Yeah, we got a flag on the offense. I think it's going to be a false start.
False start. Number 17 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
So now Ascension Catholic looking at 2nd and very long. They need 12 yards. Blanchard. It looks like records-wise, Division 4 and 1A in the dome. Blanchard's pass gets picked off, and a linebacker comes away with it. Again, Martin Lee, 3 plays on this drive, and that's 3 interceptions thrown today by Ascension Catholic. Looks like he ran his knee into the defender, and that's what brought the ball loose.
Yeah, Martin Lee.
You know that's painful.
Did a good job. Watch him. He's just going to drop into his zone. He's reading the quarterback and just stepped right out in front of him and picked it off. That's a good play. Yeah, that's a tough hit to the knee right there. Let's hope he's okay.
We're going to step aside from the action here as they tend to Martin Lee down on the field. We'll be back with Lafayette Christian up 35-7. More 4th quarter action when we return to the Prep Classic.
Addiction brings unimaginable pain to those who are suffering from it and their loved ones. If you're battling addiction, we understand that you're hurting, and we're here to help. Against all hope, you can get better and free yourself from addiction. You do not need to suffer any longer. Seek the treatment you deserve. Call the number on your screen and take the first step toward a lifetime of freedom and recovery.
Call 800-307-2059.
Furnace breakdown, that could be $3,300. Fridge on a Fritz, that could cost you $2,500. Get the First American Home Warranty Plan. And when a covered item breaks, call or click. That's it. And we'll repair or replace it for you. Why let a major system or appliance breakdown bust your budget? Or go through the hassle of trying to find trustworthy service people?
If you don't have First American Warranty, get it.
Call 1-800-650-2382 for a free no-obligation quote.
The All-State senior Martin Lee helped off the field by his teammates of Lafayette Christian. The Knights on top and leading by 28 points in the 4th quarter. Made a great defensive play, forced an interception, and now Gabriel will get up to the 25-yard line thanks to the efforts of his senior defensive back.
Great interception. I just hope that young man can come back from his injury. And, you know, he's a senior. This is a big ball game. He had a big play, and it's always tough.
Gabriel with a nice day rushing the ball. Hasn't quite put up the numbers of Jai Williams of Ascension Catholic, but his team has a commanding lead. Here's a keeper by Clement. Tiptoes past a defender in the backfield, keeps the play alive, and he'll scamper out of bounds.
Again, another one of those run pass. Those RPOs, a run pass option, and Clement did a good job of moving it around, but just couldn't find anybody open.
Had to get away from Jamar Barber as he goes to the sideline. The only thing he could have done better on that play, because he did a good job of protecting the ball, is just take a knee in bounds and let the clock continue to run. That's the biggest foe of Ascension Catholic right now.
Well, if he's going to run out of bounds, just go ahead and throw it away. Take the completion. Incompletion, you're going to stop the clock anyway. Just throw the ball away. Don't lose the yardage.
Two wide receivers, top of your screen. Man in motion. Clement's got time. Goes over the top. 35 yards to the house. Touchdown for Lafayette Christian. Touchdown, Victor Dupree, his second of the game.
Well, just kind of caught the defense sleeping that time. He did a lot of fake the little reverse. You watch it's a run pass option. See the man in motion. Everybody's looking at him. Nobody's playing defense. Well-designed play.
Great protection by his ends as well on the offensive line. They couldn't get a hand on him, and a clean look all the way down into the end zone. Right in front of a couple of recruiting gurus in Jarrett Roser and Sam Spiegelman. Here's LaHaye. The extra point has a little English on it, but it's through the middle.
Everything that Lafayette Christian's doing is turning up, coming out right, even when it looks bad.
So a 5-touchdown lead for Lafayette Christian. More fourth quarter action when we return to the Division IV championship game.
Get your tickets now for the biggest game and the biggest New Year's party in New Orleans. For everything Sugar Bowl, go to allstatesugarbowl.org.
Create fun and affordable memories for the entire family with the Pierre's Party Pack presented by Adventure Quest Laser Tag. Pelicans ticket packages are available for select home games and include 4 tickets, combo meals, an on-court free throw experience, and $60 in Adventure Quest Laser Tag gift cards. Our next Pierre's Party Pack night is Sunday, December 16th against the Miami Heat, with packages starting as low as $75. For more information on how you can do it big with the family, visit pelicans.com today.
42-7, Lafayette Christian on top of Ascension Catholic here in the Division IV championship game. Victor Dupree of the Knights just came away with a wide open touchdown catch in the end zone. And for Ascension Catholic, a team that has lost just one game all year, it looks like it's not going to be their day here in the Superdome, but certainly a talented team and still with a lot to play for. They've got time to put a touchdown run on the board. Let's see if they can do it here for Coach Trosclair and his staff. This one is playable at the 2-yard line by Barber. Barber brought down at the 15. We have a chance to go down onto the field and get an injury update with our Gordy Rush.
Yeah, I went on to the other side to check out Martin Lee, the third, the linebacker that was hurt in that play. Right knee, and we saw, obviously, it didn't look pretty on film. But the good news is I've watched him walk a little bit. He's able to get some weight on it. I doubt seriously he's going to come back in the game. They took his helmet away, but I'll keep an eye on it. He's actually getting some jogs in, but again, with the score of the game, I'm not sure we need to see him here the rest of the night.
Looks like he's in good spirits. Thank you, Gordy.
That's good news. I mean, I'm sure if this game was still closer, they could probably go back into the ball game, but
So Ascension Catholic with a pair of senior quarterbacks in Blanchard and Meir. They'll go with Meir this time, and he'll keep it. Looks like Matt Mock running the ball, changing directions, almost up to the 30-yard line for the first down. Does that give away my age?
Oh, Matt Mock, when did he play? Way back in the day?
Early 2000s. 12 yards on the pickup there by Mir.
Well, that's going to be open for Mir because everybody's going to be dropping in pass coverage. They're going to rush 3 and try to cover everybody else up. And
4 wide. Mir looking for the open man. Too much pressure, and he's smothered at the 15-yard line.
Well, that's the Lafayette Catholic. They're staying aggressive. I thought they'd just play defense and play coverage and let him throw the football and see if they can't pick it off. But they decided to come in with the blitz. Watch, the linebacker's just going to come right up the middle, force him to run to the left, and he can't get it off.
A loss of 12 on the play. It's a huge stop for the Knights.
Logan Gabriel, the running back that plays linebacker out there for Lafayette Christian as well.
Now 2nd and 22, and they'll try and generate some offense in the passing game with Blanchard, who comes in at QB. Oh, this time they're going to hand it off. Already 210-plus yards on the day. Jai Williams still running very hard with his team trailing by 5 touchdowns.
Watch Jai Williams. You watch him start to go inside and then bounce it to the outside. But his strength has the strength enough to break a tackle and pick up some good yards. It's still going to be 3rd and about 8.
Hit that one on the nose. There's Williams in the backfield. Blanchard hip to hip with him. Trip wide receivers at the top of your screen, and Lafayette Christian's coming on the blitz. Blanchard gets this off his back foot, and it's intercepted. Sage Ryan off to the races. A touchdown for Lafayette Christian, and their fans explode here. 42 yards on the pick 6.
Sage Ryan's playing safety. He's just playing. His job is to just play center field. Read the quarterback, keep everything in front of him, and then break on the ball. You watch him. He's just looking back to get a little pressure up the middle, and then now just break on the football. The ball was overthrown.
That one intended for Hale. Can't come away with it. And what great reads by the sophomore. I repeat, a sophomore who takes it over 40 yards for the touchdown.
This Lafayette Christian team is very good. We talked about how much they could score, but the big thing that stood out to me in pregame was what they were doing defensively. They were holding people well under their average. And when you can do that defensively and put up those kind of numbers on the offensive side, you're usually going to be in most football games. And the other thing is, look at the roster. They have a lot of young guys on the football team, so they're going to be good for a long time.
Sage Ryan looking at the big Jumbotron video board up here in the Superdome, trying to see a replay of his touchdown.
Sage Ryan, 10th grader.
Here's last year's game. John Mir completed just 1 of 2 passes. Was picked off 4 times. Lafayette Christian won their first state championship by a final score of 10-0. There were no offensive touchdowns in this matchup.
I think this is the only touchdown of the game, a pick 6 by Lafayette Christian. And that was the difference in the game. You see Trev Falk and the staff and the players just enjoying one. They know that they had it. Hey, that's a big win. And all of a sudden, guess what? A year later, they're back in the big dance again.
And now the Knights, after that last touchdown, just over 6 minutes away from back-to-back championships here at the Division IV championship game. Well, you said it was going to put pressure on Ascension Catholic, getting down big to throw the ball, and I guess that kind of played right into Lafayette Christian's hands.
Yeah, it did. I think they just sat back and they bring pressure every now and then to force them to throw the football. And when they do, you get the interception, get the turnover. This game was kind of moving right along. The first half was about where we thought it would be. Both teams hanging in there, moving the ball offensively. A 14-7 game at halftime. And then all of a sudden, Lafayette Christian just explodes.
Not a bad return there by DeMontre Harry Jr. He'll head back to the sideline after special teams. We're taking a look at the Prep Classic record watch, and Jai Williams 10 yards away from matching Tyron Davis of Southern Lab, set 2 seasons ago. And these include the 1A records that go back decades and decades. No one has ever run like this before, save for Davis of Southern Lab. Will Jai Williams, in what looks to be a loss for his team, come away with a new record?
Well, he'll have a chance. I'm willing to bet he'll have a chance to do it. They're going to give him the football.
Knocked into the backfield here. That's Barber. Barber set down hard.
This is a point in the game where you just love to play defense, especially if you have the defensive line, because you can just line up and come straight ahead. You're not worried about the run, and if you run in, if they run the ball, you try to run into the running back. But for the most part, you want to pressure the passer because you know that at some point they're going to try to put the ball in the air.
Nicholas Picard with the tackle for loss, 8 yards backwards for Ascension Catholic. And that defensive line today has played pretty tough against the Bulldogs. And look who's back into the ballgame. Good to see Mr. Lee, the All-State selection, trying to finish out the game. Here's a little option pitch to Williams. Up past the 25-yard line for positive yards. Believe he picked up 3 there after that big loss of 8.
Well, it's good to see Martin Lee back in the game. Just so you know that knee's okay. He's not, it's not as bad as it looked. And I guess they tried to hold him out, but the senior said, hey, look, this is my last ball game. I want to get back in there. Even though we're leading, I want to play some more.
Lee was part of a trio of All-State players that came back to this club. Sage Ryan and Colin LaHaye, the other two. And they have led this team to an undefeated season. They are less than 5 minutes away from a championship.
Ascension Catholic's going to take a timeout. They had the play clock running down. They're trying to get a play in on 3rd and 14.
Coverage of the 2018 All-State Sugar Bowl LHSAA Prep Classic continues tomorrow with 3 more matchups. Tune in again at noon, 3:30, and 7 p.m. as we are live from the Mercedes-Benz Superdome with the Class 2A, Division II, and Class 3A games. Look at some of those matchups. Welsh and A. Meat. We'll have that game to start the day tomorrow. That should be fantastic. St. Thomas More and University. Can University win their 3rd title in 5 years? And then Sterlington versus Eunice. That should be a great 3A matchup.
That St. Thomas More and University High game is going to be one for the ages.
Oh, I agree. The last team to beat University High, who's got a, 25-game win streak, was St. Thomas More in the semifinals 2 years ago.
University High's gone for his 2nd consecutive perfect season.
That's pretty impressive. So 3rd and 14 coming up for the Bulldogs. Trying to finish strong here. They smoke the quarterback and overthrow the intended receiver. That'll bring up 4th down. That one was intended for Simon. I'll tell you what, the quarterback took a solid hit on that where Blanchard is right back up though.
I didn't get a chance to see Lafayette Christian play this year, but one of the things that they do is, and you watch them defensively, they are aggressive. You know, they're up 49-7 here, and you know, they're coming with the all-out blitz. They're not playing man coverage. They're playing the 5-6 defensive backs, but they're not going to let you sit back there and throw the ball, and that's why Ascension Catholic tried to run the football early in the game. They knew they couldn't protect.
Blanchard gets this one away, and it's got good carry. Sage Ryan's got it at the 34-yard line, looking for a block. He's still on his feet. Past the 40, he's got 2 men in front of him. Does he get the blocker? Sage Ryan trying to take it to the house, and they can't get him. Touchdown, Lafayette Christian. Sage Ryan's 3rd touchdown of the game, 66 yards.
When you look at 55 points they put on the board, maybe 56, they had 4 non-offensive touchdowns.
Let's take a look at the coverage here. Almost got their hands on him, and then he vanishes. Hale trying to track him down. Still has blockers well down the field doing their job. That's exactly what you want from your teammates, and he's into the end zone. Untouched with 20 yards to go. Now 55-7, and for Ascension Catholic, they'll be back out on the field on offense one more time in 2018. It's 56-7, and Lafayette Christian has run away with it in the Division IV championship game. Greg, let's take a look with the telestrator on how this one came to fruition.
Well, watch this guy watch this player right here, number 13. He's the guy that causes the problem because he has to stay out here He's looking at the ball. And when he does that, watch what happens. As long as he stays outside, you've got a chance. But now he goes inside, and there's nobody out there. All of a sudden, he finds a running lane. And a guy with that kind of speed, you cannot allow him to get outside the numbers because you don't have enough people out there to defend him.
Jamal Truxillo couldn't quite get a hand on him. And high fives and hugs all around for Sage.
Once Sage Ryan got to the outside, got outside the numbers, on most returns, you don't want that ball carrier outside of the numbers because you don't have many people out there. You want to force him back to the inside.
There's Coach Barry Baldwin of Lafayette Christian. Head coach for the Knights. Needs a pat on the back for hiring a man like Trev Falk to help lead this program. They can keep these guys together. I think they're going to win for a long time. Colin LaHaye's 8th kickoff of the game. This one for a touchback. And we've got 4:15 remaining.
And you watch Sage Ryan run the football, and all of a sudden you're thinking about, this guy's probably a junior or a senior. This is a sophomore. So they're going to have to deal with him for another couple of years.
For the second consecutive year, Lafayette Christian knocked off the state's #1 seed in the playoffs. The Knights ran past top seed Southern Lab 35-20 last week. Last year, they beat #1 Vermilion Catholic 30-28 in the semifinals. And it was Colin LaHaye with the winning field goal. That was after he missed an extra point that would have tied it up. They were able to get the ball back inside of a minute. We take a look at our Prep Classic fact. Last team to score 56 points. It's been a while.
Acadiana, 19. The Acadiana Wrecking Rams.
And that was one of those championship games that you just couldn't forget.
Yeah.
Substitution on the offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That'll back them up 5 yards. So certainly an impressive run over the last 2 seasons for Lafayette Christian. It's been a pretty steady ascension for them, since coming around in the last 5 or 6 years. They've gotten competitive in a hurry.
They have gotten competitive. And what I like what they're doing is they're not just doing it from the offensive side. They've got some kids that could play, both ways. They do well on defense. They play a smothering type of defense, an aggressive defense that forces you to do things you don't really want to do from an offensive perspective, but that's where you build a program.
Jai Williams with a gain of 7 on the play, and John Meir back in under center.
Jai Williams needs 3 more yards to have the record here, and we'll see if his coaches knows it.
Here's Williams again, positive yards, almost up to the 30-yard line, and that might be enough.
I think he needed 10 yards. 10 more yards this half, he may have it.
In 2016, Southern Lab had to forfeit their championship, but came away with the win. It was Ascension Episcopal who was credited with it after finishing as runner-up. Here's Williams, whose team will not be victorious today, but who is your new record holder for the most rushing yards ever at the 1A Division IV championship game level. Pretty impressive. The composite record, I believe that's for every division, every class. LSU's Nick Brosette, who was at University Lab High School, came away with a championship in 2014 with 272 yards. Now, Williams breaks one here. He'll be your new record holder, but I don't think Lafayette Christian's going to allow that to happen. Here's Williams over the left end, still running hard. Knocked down at the 40.
We talk about Lafayette Christian and all the kids they have returning. Jay Williams is junior, so he'll be back again next year for Ascension Catholic. So they'll have their running thread back another year. And I think the coaches have realized that that's it for him. They're going to take him out the ball game. He's set the record, and what a day! That young man's had a great day. I know he's not overly happy because his team's not winning, but he's given it all they can ask of him.
Here's Meir down the left sideline, intended for Medine, and broken up. So Jamar Barber came in to spell Jai Williams, who had a record-breaking day on the ground. But his team trails here by 7 touchdowns. There it is, 41 rushes, 261 yards. The 41 rushes is a new record as well. Be really excited to see what the encore is. I think both of these teams with so much youth will certainly be in contention to be back in the Superdome next year.
Well, I think for Lafayette Christian, they're going to have to replace a key cog in there. They're going to have to get a lot of people back, but they're going to have to replace the quarterback. Steve Clement, they got to replace him. And then we'll see how they play from there. But Ascension Catholic, another football team, they'll be back. They should be back. They've got a lot of young guys on their team as well. Very well experienced. And of course, Jai Williams comes back. That's a big, big help right there.
There's a carry, the first of the game for John Broussard, the senior, 5'8", 180. The tackle made by Lafayette Christian's Dalen Gondraw, right around the sideline. Broussard, the fullback, gets his blocker, and Barber falls forward up to the 50-yard line. We have a minute and a half remaining. Lafayette Christian ready to be crowned champion.
What a football game. I mean, people are going to look at the score of this game. Really doesn't give you an indication of what kind of football game it was, because I think through 2.5 quarters, this was a game that could have gone either way.
42 unanswered points in the second half. The handoff by Meir to Barber. Beats a man and is twisting, brought down. Tackle made by Gavin Bordelon.
It's very difficult to win a football game when you give up 4 non-offensive touchdowns. When the other team, the offense is on the sidelines and they can score points, it makes it tough.
Dre Trosclair, still just 28 years old, calling plays for the final minute of the 2018 season. That's 5 years running that the #1 seed will not win the title. I believe Southern Lab was the last #1 to make it to the Dome at this level. A tackle for loss. The opportunity is missed there. Meir's going to take off and is tackled out of bounds with 38 seconds remaining. That'll move the chains, and Ascension Catholic will be able to finish out this ball game with the ball in their hands.
Ascension Catholic, they came in knowing that they had to slow it down a little bit. You heard Gordy talk about the coaches slowing the play down, slowing down the play calling, because they knew they had to do that to stay in this ball game. They did a great job of hanging in this game and had every opportunity to make it go the other way. Just a couple of breaks here and there was a turning point.
Timeout. Lafayette Christian.
Lafayette Christian's going to bring on a couple players to the field. Matthew Thibodeau, linebacker and running back, just came on. This copyrighted telecast of the 2018 All-State Sugar Bowl LHSAA Prep Classic may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of Cox Sports Television. The fans see themselves in the Dome. Trev Falk and Barry Baldwin's team looking to finish out strong. And that's going to be a fun drive home on I-10, just over 2+ hours away to get back to the home turf of Lafayette Christian.
It'll be a short ride. It's always shorter when you win, and Trev Falk's still coaching. 56-7, 37 seconds to go in the game, and he's still working.
It'll be 1st and 10 for Ascension Catholic, one wide receiver set in what could be the last play of the ball game. Barber escapes a tackle for loss. Still on his feet. He's up to the 40 and finally brought down. Tackle made by Cohen Hilaire, a freshman.
And Ascension Catholic, they do not have to snap it again.
Peyton Johnese also in on that tackle.
I think Coach Trusclair is going to say, no, that's enough. Let's let the last few seconds of this ball game run out, and Lafayette Christian will get their the state championship. Let's go 56-7.
The scoreboard shows zeros on the clock. 20 wins in a row for the Lafayette Christian Knights, and they're twice as nice in the Superdome. Back-to-back state champions in 2018. That is a special moment for Trev Falk, Barry Baldwin, and their team here on the floor of the Superdome. Greg, that's not how we drew it up. Not quite as competitive in the second half. But Lafayette Christian, your Division IV state champs this season.
You know, Ascension Catholic, I think they played a very good game. Just a few plays here and there turned this football game around. You had a special teams mistake on a punt that ended up being a touchdown for the other team. Then you had a couple of interceptions that ended up being pick sixes. And when you get that far behind, when those things happen to you against a really good football team, sometimes it's hard to turn it around.
So Ascension Catholic, who has won 3 state championships in their long history, the last coming in 1992, will have to wait another year to try and hoist the trophy here in the Prep Classic. They were also state champs in 1973. Let's go down onto the field with our Gordy Rush.
Our victorious coach, Coach Barry Baldwin Jr. Congratulations, Coach. Your team really came out with a spirited effort in the second half and broke open a close football game.
Yes, sir, we sure did. We talked about coming out winning the third quarter, and really did. We came out and had a couple drive, and then we ended up having a good turnover with the punt, fumble punt. So,
you know, your staff talked a little bit in that locker room about finishing, and that was a big thing, and they finished in the second half.
Yes, sir, that's what we wanted to do. We kind of felt we kept them in the game in that first half, and we wanted to come out and finish it the second half.
Talk about what this means to this school and what y'all have been able to build over there in Lafayette.
It's big. It's hard to win one, and it's really hard to win two, especially beating the same team. But yeah, it's really big though, especially football-wise.
Well, congratulations! Enjoy this one, state champs.
Thank you very much,
Garrett.
Thank you very much, Gordy. 2 state championships in 6 years at the LHSAA level. We'll have the trophy presentations for both teams when we return. Your final score, Lafayette Christian 56, Ascension Catholic 7 in today's Division IV championship game.
People look up to our craftsmanship, Cribs Incorporated, for every roof or sheet metal job. We're gonna do the best, and here's the proof. For more than 50 years, our name stood above the rest. Look up and you'll probably find Cribs Incorporated quality. People look up to our craftsmanship, Cribs Incorporated.
It's a battle of Louisiana's best.
Watch this.
Oh, man. And Corey McKnight stays on his feet inside the 10, dragging a tackler. Touchdown, Warriors.
Do you have osteoarthritis in one or both knees? If you have osteoarthritis in one or both knees, are you on Medicare, Obamacare, or other health insurance? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for a prescription strength solution for osteoarthritis of the knees, covered by Medicare at little to absolutely no cost to you. Our experienced staff will work with your doctor and handle all of your Medicare or insurance paperwork. Find out for free by calling the Back and Knee Pain Center.
Call 1-800-796-7238.
Are you suffering from chronic back or arthritis pain that keeps you from enjoying everyday life? Are you currently covered by Medicare or private PPO insurance plans such as United Healthcare, Humana, Care Improvement Plus, or Blue Cross Blue Shield? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for a pain-relieving supportive back brace at little or no cost to you. Call the Alliance Back Brace Center today. When you qualify, our professional, friendly staff will deal directly with Medicare or private insurance for free so you don't have to.
The 2018 All-State Sugar Bowl LHSAA Prep Classic, presented by the New Orleans Saints on Cox Sports Television, is brought to you by the All-State Sugar Bowl, title sponsor of all LHSAA state championship events. Cribs Incorporated. People look up to our craftsmanship. Coca-Cola Zero. Want a taste of everything? Drink Coke Zero with real Coke taste and 0 calories. Roma Picks, official photographer of the LHSAA. The LHSAA LHSAA Regional Healthcare Network, and by your Southern Quality Ford dealers.
We welcome you back in where Lafayette Christian has gone final. Back-to-back state champions. They win 56-7 over Ascension Catholic. They have just received their state runner-up championship trophy. They gave up 42 unanswered points in the second half. A tough way to close out the 2018 season for them, but they've got to be proud getting here 2 years in a row and being aggressive. What a difference a year makes, though. You know, Lafayette Christian last year won it in a 10-7 ball game. They came back this time, and it was just, you know, an unbelievable. They put up some points. You see John Williams out there. He's getting congratulated. He set records in this football game. An unbelievable effort on his part. But what a difference a year makes. Gets a congratulations from his head coach, Dre Trosclair, and we are ready to crown a champion here in the Superdome. No doubt about that. Most outstanding player, their senior quarterback who did it all. Arms, legs, 2 passes, and 2 running in. Claremont did a good job. I mean, he did the right reads. He showed his athleticism and got the ball to the right place. Unbelievable. Back-to-back champs. What an incredible moment for the Knights. And what a great moment for Clement. Last year we mentioned he was hurt in the regular season. It was Errol Rogers who not only brought this team to the playoffs and to the title game, but helped them come away with a win. But that's special for Clement, the senior, to go out on top. Go out on top, and the way he played, I mean, it was just outstanding. He stayed in the game, got everybody what it needed to be, and made the big plays when he had to. 8 touchdowns on the day for Lafayette Christian, who dominated in all phases of the game. They piled up yards, they forced interceptions. Sage Ryan with a number of scores, including a long 40-plus yard pick 6 that really helped ice this game. They've knocked off the #1 seed in the state playoffs 2 years in a row. What are they going to do for an encore? Well, you know, you talk about going back-to-back, and you're all excited. 2 in a row, and you play well, and you blow this one open. Boy, I don't know what you do for the next year. You've got to come back and find a way to top this. Well, for Coach Falk and Coach Baldwin, you know the first question out of everybody's mouth, y'all going 3 in a row? You going to do it again? They've certainly got a lot of talent coming back in 2019. But that's what it's all about right there. These student athletes gave it their all today, entertained us out in TV land. But they've done something that they'll never forget about. 20 years, 30 years from now, they're going to remember this moment. Now, this is an exciting moment for them. I mean, you know, whether you're a senior or a freshman, this is something you'll never forget. The guys on that team and what you accomplished in 2 years in a row. And, you know, they did it on both sides of the ball. That's the good thing about it. They didn't just play offense. They didn't try to outscore anybody. They tried to play solid defense, and they were able to do it. Let's go down on the field with Gordy Rush and our most outstanding player. All right, Zachary Clement, congratulations. What a special night for you.
Oh, it's amazing to be here. It's just amazing to be here. I'd just like to thank God, first of all, for letting my team and all of us get here. Without him, this wouldn't be possible. And for seeing me through my injury, we couldn't have done this without him, and I couldn't have done this without him.
Let's talk about how special this was for you. We talked about all broadcasts along the injury last year. You were unable to play in this game a year ago. What sort of motivation was that for you in the offseason to get back here?
It was a big motivation for me to get back here. Knowing that I wasn't on the field with my brothers, it definitely crushed me. You know, they had a lot of moments where I was down, but I know that they had my back, and so I had to have their back when I came back. So I made sure I came through for them tonight.
Halftime 14-7, it was a close game. You had an opportunity, you weren't able to cash in. I talked to assistant coach Trev Falk, who said, we need to finish. What did you do as a leader with that role?
It was making sure that as a team that we weren't comfortable with just having the lead, that we're going to finish them and we're going to do all we can. Like, put all our energy into the game and not just do enough to get by.
Go enjoy this with your teammates. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Garrett?
Gordy, as always, you do a great job down there. Great emotion by Zach Clement, the senior, who goes out with back-to-back championships As Ascension Catholic falls 56-7, the Bulldogs could certainly be back here in 1 year's time. They put together some impressive wins. They finished the season 12-2. Lafayette Christian improves to 14-0 and have won 20 consecutive games to win back-to-back titles. We thank you for joining us today. Stay tuned for the Division III matchup between the Catholic Panthers and Notre Dame Pioneers. For Greg Bowser and Gordy Rush and all of our CST crew, I'm Garrett Walbert. Our final score, Lafayette Christian 56, Ascension Catholic 7. Good evening, everyone.